Five Out Basketball, 5 segments, 5 takes. This is the podcast for NBA conversations. This is 5 Out Basketball, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 18th edition, the number of the legendary Caleb Williams, future Hall of Famer, 6-time champion Caleb Williams, but 18th edition of the 5 Out podcast. I am Joey, the LeMaster, joined by Everton, Levy. He's talking Peyton Manning. I'm talking Caleb Williams. I know who my GOAT is. But Everton, how are you doing?
Doing great, man. I also know who my GOAT is, Mr. Peyton Manning, the OG number 18. But I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be on summer break now. So this is just, great.
Yeah, it's been a relaxing couple weeks. A lot easier to do our notes, not have to cram them in, even though I'm still being hit with some vedette assignments. But outside of that, it's been pretty stress-free. All I'm saying is, I know we don't really talk Illinois State basketball, but we're here next year. We are here. Landed a 3-star from Ole Miss today. Quit playing.
And Coleman Hawkins, is there a question mark? Well, I don't know anymore, but
we'll get into that because we will be talking some NBA Combine today. We'll be doing another mock draft. We're going to talk some playoffs, and we got more coming later. But as normal, in case you don't follow often, 5 out, 5 segments, 5 takes. It's what we do best here. Everton, you ready to lock in?
Yes, sir. I'm locked in.
So the playoffs, they go on for a little bit. So we are still currently in the second round of the playoffs. Me and Everton had a take that aged like milk last week. We're going to hope that doesn't do the same. We really thought the Timberwolves were going to be the finals favorites, and then they lost 3 straight.
I mean, that's why I literally said I didn't count out the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why there was a lot of people saying they're going to get swept. And I was like, all right, guys, calm down. I didn't think they were going to get swept. I still was like, the Timberwolves look like they're going to take control of this series, but sweep is crazy. Let's be honest. Sweep was always crazy.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I would never have the nuts to say that take to the Denver Nuggets, but we're here.
Nah.
They're up 3-2. We got more basketball going on. But Everton, we did some regular season takeaways, so it's time to do some postseason takeaways in the middle of round 2. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I guess since you already asked me about the take the AJ milk, I might as well just, go the full whatever with that. So my first takeaway, we're gonna have to get really uncomfortable when it comes to Nikola Jokic. He's about to get into some real uncomfortable conversations, bro.
I have some feelings about this.
Yeah, for those who didn't watch Game 5, he had 47 and 13. Just like a masterclass, like straight up. And I want to touch on something as well. Pause. Rudy Gobert. Can people stop saying that he doesn't deserve DPOY because of what Jokic did? That's such a dumb reason to me. Like, oh my gosh, the best player in the league had a great game?
Yeah.
What?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Like, it's Jokic, guys. Why are you acting like it's not Jokic? It's literally Jokic. The dude who...
Can I bounce off that real quick, Everton? Because this makes me laugh because my takeaway is Jokic is going to be a top 10 player of all time. I'm relatively confident in this, but here's my takeaway. So, Everton, Jokic's last 3 playoff series, he's gone against Rudy Gobert, Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo. Probably the 3 best paint defenders in the NBA. Do you know what Jokic's averages were in those 15 games?
Tell me something.
29.3 points per game, 16.8 rebounds per game, and 8.7 assists per game against the 3 best paint defenders in the NBA. What do you do? What do you do?
Bro, there's nothing you can do, and that's okay. Like, when you're going up against an offensive player of that caliber, it's not even just about shutting him down. It's just about controlling what you can control, because there's not much you can do, bro. Like, that's why I'm like, y'all gotta stop acting like it's Rudy Gobert's fault. Could he maybe play a little bit better defense? I guess, but it's not end all be all because Jokic is doing Jokic things. Like, I hate when people use that as like, oh, this dude's not a good defender because he got cooked by LeBron. It's LeBron. What do you want him to do? So I hate people that use that argument, because you can literally do that for any defensive player. Because if you put them against a phenomenal offensive player, at the end of the day, bro, guys who are of that upper echelon, they're gonna get it done, regardless of who the defender is. They're gonna find a way. Because if you're gonna do that, you could just say, "Oh, well, Hakeem Olajuwon's a fraud. He got cooked by somebody," right? Like, it's just like anybody can be a fraud when you put it in that type of standard,
Absolutely.
So That's my takeaway from that, bro. Just
Yeah.
you gotta really. I know what it is. Everybody just hates Rudy Gobert. That's really what it is. Let's call spade a spade.
Absolutely.
So
And it really just makes me laugh because people act like Rudy Gobert's just not playing defense at all. Rudy Gobert will be in Jokic's face, and Jokic will hit like the Peter Griffin meme, just random shot from the free throw line. It'll just go in. Like, what do you want him to do? Like, foul him?
no, exactly. That like the shots he was making, I'm just like, what more could Rudy really do in the situation, bro?
Yeah, like I don't actually wish this upon anybody, but like the only way to stop Jokic is if you get some crowbars and like weapons involved. That's literally the only way you're stopping him because he's just going to cook.
Exactly.
The three best paint defenders in the NBA, and those were his numbers. I'm not sure if I've seen anything like this before, in all honesty. Like
No.
this is how we talk about like Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And Wilt
like
Chamberlain
I said,
was doing it against me in the paint. Jokic is doing it against the best paint defenders in the NBA.
Ever, to be honest. I know it's not, equal, but like if we're talking about defensive players, these are like the three best in the league right now. Obviously, there's that other rookie guy who people keep bringing up, but it's like from what I remember, Jokic did good against him too.
He did.
It's still
He
Jokic,
did really
bro.
good.
Like, what is it? It's Jokic. Let's just boil it down to it's Nikola Jokic. That's really what it is.
Yeah, I actually wanted to touch on that before we move on to the next take. Like, I know we're not gonna ask this from rookie Wembanyama, but like 3-4 years from now, is Wembanyama really gonna be the only answer for Jokic? 7'4"
I,
guy that can block everything, probably better agility wise than all these guys.
I
I
mean,
feel like he's the only answer, and once he does it, I kind of feel like it's gonna be like the passing of the torch moment.
yeah, I think that is he's our best bet because if Anthony Davis couldn't do it, Bam Adebayo and Rudy Gobert couldn't. If those three couldn't do it, it can only be Wemby because one of them each brings something that like. So with AD and Bam, they're more mobile than like Gobert, and Bam's probably the most mobile out of like the three, but he's the like smallest, right? Because I think he's about like 6'9", right?
He is.
Give or take. So he's about the smallest. AD is the most like, all right, he's got the height and the size. He's pretty solidly mobile, and he has great defensive instincts. Literally, he just couldn't do anything about Jokic. That's really what it came down to. He just couldn't do anything. Rudy Gobert is the least mobile, but he's like the tallest and stuff. So it's like, oh, maybe the reach and all that. But again, as we're seeing, this is collard greens, yams, braised oxtail. Like that's how he sees it. And Wemby, he's not gonna have the weight, but he's gonna have the length and height, and he looks pretty mobile. So if Wemby can't do it, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. We just gonna have to give up on the whole. There's a Jokic stopper because at the end of the day, he's gonna just be Jokic, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying we could potentially reach a moment where Jokic could like crack it in the top 5, but as of right now, I'm thinking he's going to be a top 10 player. Yeah. I couldn't find the exact comparison. I saw it on Twitter last night. I'm really pissed off I couldn't find it this morning because I thought I liked it. But Jokic currently has better accolades than Stephen Curry did before he was 30. And we talk very highly of Curry.
Ooh.
Yeah,
damn.
I say there's some conversations we could be having in the future.
Like I said, it's gonna get real uncomfortable as time goes on, bro. Like we're talking about a guy who could probably end his career, like you said, top 10, and outside of maybe Kareem, there's some centers he might pass up on the way towards the end of his career. Outside of Kareem, because Kareem's legacy is gonna be really hard to pass up. But like a guy like Hakeem, Shaq. I mean, hey man, it's gonna get uncomfortable. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta be prepared to get uncomfortable because it's gonna be that way.
There's definitely a reason Shaq wanted Shea to win MVP. There's definitely a reason.
Don't even get me started on that, bro.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that.
Well,
I love Shea, but
we're gonna talk Thunder for a little bit. My takeaways about the Mavericks. So we're talking about how we think nobody can stop Jokic. My takeaway from this Mavericks Thunder series is the only person that can stop Luka Doncic is Luka Doncic.
Literally.
Because like when I don't think there's a player that gets more frustrated in the NBA than Luka, and it gets to him quickly. But yesterday, the complaining went out the window. I was complaining to Everton about Luka's complaining, which is kind of ironic. But yesterday, we barely saw any of that from Luka, and he has best game of the series. I want to get the exact numbers because I don't want to lie to you guys. He had 31, 11, 10, 3 turnovers on 54% shooting from the field, and then 45 from 3. And then the 2 previous games, he was a turnover machine and he wasn't scoring on awful efficiency. But once he decided, stop defending himself, he looked fantastic. And all of a sudden, the Mavericks up 3-2 on the number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder. So I just think if Luka cannot get frustrated, he's going to be unstoppable because just some of the shots he makes is just like Nikola Jokic. It's like, this is just ridiculous. What do you do?
Yeah. I agree 100% with that. I feel like a lot of times Luka is his own worst enemy, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Jason Tatum do this a lot where like they just get caught up in not, getting their calls or whatever, bro. Sometimes just get back on defense, bro.
Yeah.
Just it's whatever. The
Mhm.
refs are gonna be the refs. You just gotta live with that. But Luka, especially game what was that 4? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
doing that a lot. And you could tell it was getting to him. And
Mhm.
were we getting a little physical? Of course, but it's playoff basketball. There's
Yeah.
not much else you can expect. You're a vet at this point, Luka. You know how playoff basketball gets.
Mhm.
So yeah, he's his own worst enemy sometimes. So I definitely agree with that for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
And you brought up Jason Tatum, so this reminds me a lot. I wanted to bring up this point. I almost forgot about NBA media. We need to have an uncomfortable conversation about racism real quick. Yesterday, I saw a 100-second video of Jason Tatum complaining in one game against the Cavaliers. No one talks about this about Luka Doncic, and if we're just keeping it a buck real, it's a race thing. Like, let's be honest. If Luka Doncic was African American, we would be hearing more about this. So that's just something we need to address. I'm just gonna be completely honest. It's kind of a joke. It's just NBA media. We need to do better. If we're gonna call out Tatum and LeBron, we gotta call out Luka as well.
Can we also talk about Tatum's like very weird text that he gets, bro? I didn't I,
Yeah.
like he got a tech yesterday against the Cavs for basically like he got fouled like 3 times. They didn't call it, and then he was like, and then
Mhm.
the ref was like, oh. But you know what's crazy? Before I even seen that happen,
Uh-huh.
there's this TikTok compilation of like Tatum getting questionable texts, and I'm like, damn, he really like the texts he gets are so like, come on, bro,
Yeah, like be serious.
like you like they called a foul. Damn, they said, oh,
Yeah.
what? What
I don't
even is that?
But Luca was straight up getting the referee's face, start like yelling up a storm. It's like, oh, calm down, buddy. But we
Calm
didn't want to do
down,
anything, but
man.
yeah.
No, like what is that?
Yeah.
That's
Like,
something
dude,
wrong there.
yeah. My friend told me the craziest story yesterday. So I need to shout out Charlie Freeman for this because he made me just die laughing at this. So he works at a summer camp and they were playing four squares. And like the kids
Mm.
are starting to complain about the calls that are going on there. And one of the counselors he works is like, this is LeBron's fault.
What?
Yeah, he literally looked at him and was like, what did LeBron have to do about these? Like, LeBron's influencing the
What?
youth with his complaining. It's like, we know how you feel. Like, I'm a Jordan guy till the day I die. You know, Bulls fans represent. But that's crazy blaming these
That
kids'
is
temper tantrums on LeBron.
that is insane. Oh my god.
Yeah, shout out.
LeBron be getting blamed for some random stuff nowadays, bro. What the
Yeah, I know.
heck? Like what?
Yeah,
Oh
ridiculous
my
stuff.
goodness.
But yeah, Luca, as long as he stops playing man defense on himself in his head, he's going to be an incredible player, and the Mavericks are going to continue to have a lot of success.
Yeah. So can I talk about my team?
Yeah, absolutely. No, you can't talk about
So
your team on this podcast ever.
um I feel like a lot of the time it's really been you ranting about your team.
Yeah.
Today's my day because it's been a great
Uh,
season for me. So
mhm.
there hasn't been much to rant about. Oh my goodness. We are really young. Like
uh,
we are really young. Like SGA, bro, do your thing. He's been cooking,
mhm.
right? SGA has been doing exactly what I wanted him to do. Because I was like, all right, this is gonna be his like really his first playoffs going in as the guy. And he's showed up,
Yes.
right? He's come up clutch in games, he's put up the numbers. Great. Where's our second options at, bro? Like,
Dude, we were pushing some
dude.
J-Dub agendas on here.
Yeah, J-Dub. Look, again, he's a second year player, so I don't want to like just completely go at him because, like I said, I've been saying this the whole time. I figured we would lose to a more experienced team because of stuff like this, and
Mhm.
it's happening right now. Um, J-Dub has definitely had his struggles, and again, I'm not pissed, but it's like, damn, bro, like you were supposed to be our second guy, and if you step up, we could win games because we could be up in this series if it wasn't for that.
Mhm.
Um, Chet's looked fine defensively, but again, he's been a little up and down offensively. Josh Giddey, bro.
Yeah. Bad.
Bro. Talk about unplayable.
Yeah.
Like, he started off the season unplayable.
Mhm.
Then he was the Giddler. Then then as the season went on, he actually started playing better. So I was like, oh, you know what? Josh Giddey's not bad. Playoffs come around. He went back to being unplayable.
Mhm.
Dude, lock in.
Yeah.
Because the thing is with Josh Giddey, anytime he plays bad, that graphic is always going to pop up where what is his weaknesses? Literally just the game of basketball is his
Yeah.
weakness. Literally, that's what that graphic says. So it's like, oh my,
Mhm.
unplayable. The rest of the team, like I said, we're just really young, and I'm not like out the door with my team, bro, we have a lot more to do. So it's not like I'm just done with the Thunder. But this series definitely showed me we're still very young. Because the Pelican series, I couldn't evaluate because they didn't have their best player, and Ingram played like an actual NPC. So I can evaluate that series. But this series definitely showed me, look, it showed me SGA, we're good.
Yeah.
You are our guy. That we're fine now. We have our guy. Rest of the team, just gotta get more experience. We're very young. A lot more to look forward to, but we need our second options to step up. We need either Chet or one of y'all got to pick who's number two. One of y'all got to be number two. We can't just have both y'all shit in the bed. One of y'all has to step up. So that's my little rant. I don't even know if that's really a rant because there's definitely more angrier rants, but I just not much I could get angry about. But yeah, that's how I feel right now.
Yeah. So this wasn't one of the takeaways I've written down, but I'm just gonna bring it up while we're talking Thunder. If the Thunder want to win the series, Cason Wallace has to be the starting shooting guard. Cason Wallace is such a dog on the defensive side of the ball, and Josh Giddey, liability. Gordon Hayward, who's supposed to be the savior with his experience, liability. Isaiah Joe, 3-point shot's just not falling, and Aaron Wiggins has been here and there. Cason Wallace, it's at least guaranteed clamps, and he's hitting a 3-point shot when you need it. That has to be the guy starting, especially when you have Luka and Kyrie, the guards on the court. You need defenders, so it's got to be him or Lou Dort. I know they can interchange Dort at the 3, but I'd say going on from here, Cason Wallace needs to be your starting shooting guard.
I agree, because at least he'll give us defense, right? Like if his shots aren't falling, we know he'll be clamping up. Josh Giddey, if he's not scoring or whatever,
what's he do?
What does he actually do? I know his passing is there somewhat, but it gets to a point where like you're like Ben Simmons, where like people will just watch you do whatever, anticipating that you're gonna pass. So it literally doesn't matter that you have playmaking abilities. So Josh Giddey, no comment, bro.
Yeah.
Just
before we move on from this takeaway, my question for you, Everton, is we know they have all the draft picks. Is it time to commit to doing a trade, or do you just keep trying to build through the draft and keep staying young?
I would like to. I've always said this. I would like to see us use some of those picks because what's the point of having those picks when you can only have 15 people on a roster, right? So I do think sooner rather than later, I would like to see us swing big and get a big name. At first I was a little bit offsetting about that because I was like, oh, we have J-Dub, Chet, and Shea. Why do we need to get another guy? But sometimes you do need another guy, especially when you have the capital that we have, where it's like we could throw freaking 8 picks at somebody and get a big name. You know what I'm saying? And not even have to give up that much because we just gave them a whole decade's worth of picks. So I will say, unless these guys can improve as second options, I would like to see a swing big because we have the assets to do it. We have the assets. Like no other team really has assets like we do. So we have the assets. We have our star player. So if people want to go play with Shea, we have Shea. So I would like to see a swing big at some point. I'm not saying right now because the market is the people who are on the market right now, I'm like, I could pass on that, you know? But maybe Donovan Mitchell. I mean, if we traded for Donovan Mitchell.
That's not the transition to my next take, asshole.
You're right. All right.
Yeah, because my next take was the Cavaliers are going to blow up and the Thunder need to trade for Donovan Mitchell. That was my next takeaway.
That was the next takeaway.
That's like, stop talking, Everton. This is supposed to be my moment to shine. The Cavaliers, it's done. It's over. The experiment has not worked. It looked fantastic on paper, but it is not here. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell do not work together. And Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen especially do not work together. This team is going to look completely different. And the Thunder, they have the assets to make the Mitchell trade work. You can give up Giddey and a bunch of young guys. You have picks to make it work. And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Donovan Mitchell would be the best backcourt duo in the history of the sport. It would be that good.
That's
I would be so moved. Take. And then you have J-Dub and you have Chet. I still think you can hold on with how many draft assets you had, and that team would move mountains. It would be the favorite in the West for like 5-6 years to come. But when it comes to the Cavaliers, this team has fallen apart. Donovan Mitchell has lost faith in the locker room. Jarrett Allen, which I do agree with what he did here, by the way, but like had the opportunity to come back in the series. They wanted him to like take some like numbing stuff and all that, and he refused to take it, which I believe was the right thing to do because we've seen how it's hurt other players in the past. And then Evan Mobley is just not it offensively. Like, I'm sorry. I was watching the game. Yes, I'm like, is Marquise, is one of the Morris twins really leading the team in scoring right now in 2024? What's the polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
Like, literally that meme right there.
Yeah. So the Cavs, they're going to have a new coach. Brickhouse is going to be out of there. This team it's done. It's over. As simple as that. This is the hard part about what's going to be coming up for this rebuild, though. It's just, who do you trade? I feel like Donovan Mitchell, you're gonna get more out of it, but Donovan Mitchell just looked like such a star. It just seems so hard to trade him away. But then Evan Mobley or Jarrett Allen, which one do you even move on from? Because like you kind of win either way.
Mm. So first
Who
off,
who
yeah,
would you move on from Everton?
I mean Mitchell's the easiest like person to move on from because of the amount of assets you get back from pretty much any team.
Yeah, but I feel like you can get assets for Garland as well. And it's just with
You,
how like Donovan Mitchell literally is the only reason you guys won games in this
yeah,
playoff series. So like how could you
true.
move on from that?
The thing is, yes, but one, he's gonna be a free agent soon, and the way it's looking, I don't guarantee he's gonna re-sign with this team.
That's real.
So you kind of have to leverage that, or you have no leverage actually. Realistically, him being a free agent means you have no leverage compared to if you were like in Utah's shoes when they had Mitchell, you could just trade him. But in the Cavs case, Mitchell is kind of have to be the guy to go because he's not re-signing with these dudes. If he re-signs the Cavs, hey, you got it, bro. That's all you.
Yeah.
That's all you.
Go
But
get that bread.
don't go get your money. But like, no way he resigns with the team. Garland, I mean, like, I remember 2 years ago, we were like, Darius Garland's gonna be one of the best point guards in the league right now. Like,
Dude, the Darius Garland timeline is one of the funniest things in NBA history.
literally.
His first year was like, oh, is this guy gonna be out of the league in 3-4 years?
Yes.
And it's like, oh my God, is this the best young point guard in the NBA? And then we have this
And
playoff
now-
series. He's like, oh my God, we might be back to square one.
like, it's so because I remember, all right, for all my 2K players, y'all know last in 2K23, the Cavs in my league,
Mm.
they would like three-peat. It was literally like if you got past the first season or two, it was literally just Cavs Thunder for like the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Like literally the next 5 years, they would just go at it like boom, 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 boom. And that's because Darius Garland would become like a 94,
Mm.
and Evan would be like a 92. Like that team was crazy. But Garland, I don't really know what they would do with him specifically because his value is probably dropped so much. Like, what could you get in return that would help you?
Mm.
And then between the two bigs, it's probably gonna have to be Allen. I know you could say Allen's probably better than Mobley, but you know the age thing is always gonna come into play here with Mobley being what 21, 22.
Yeah.
Compared to Allen, who's probably about 27, right? Give or
Around
take.
that.
I don't know. Something older.
Mm.
And they're always gonna bank on, well, look, I swear, if Mobley becomes offensive player, he could be like if Mobley in the word if is gonna look like Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah.
Because there's just how long are we gonna wait? Because look, I remember when he was getting drafted, we were like, oh, this dude could be like a Giannis prototype.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
did not happen.
defensively, I'll give you that. Offensively, though, no.
It's literally like a Rudy Gobert bag offensively.
Literally, which is sad because you could see like in spurts, you're like, ooh, yes, Loki, that was a nice move, you know?
Mhm.
And then in spurts, you're like, all right, get the ball at this dude's hands, bro. Like, I don't know, man. The Cavs are in a weird spot. I mean, look, as a Thunder fan, I would not be upset if that happened.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. But if it's only if he resigns with us, because if we do all that and then he just leaves, yeah, that'll be very tough. But if he resigns, sure, I'm with it. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And then before we move on, I want to see Jarrett Allen in an Orlando Magic uniform.
That would be really.
I think that would move mountains.
Yes, that would be a really good fit for
Him
him
and Paolo
the team.
Banchero will be one of my favorite front courts in the NBA. It might even be my favorite front court.
That would be so. Yeah, that's a really good shout because he fixes their rebounding and shot blocking. Well, I know shot blocking is not the biggest
and he can
thing.
still get you a bucket. Like,
yeah, exactly. He might not force space.
I think he's one of the
but
more underrated players in the NBA. Really,
he is easily.
that's just what Cleveland does to a man. But Everton, what's your next takeaway from this playoffs?
My next takeaway is the Celtics haven't really faced much adversity. Now,
That's real.
they're the best team, so you know when you get the number 1 seed, you're gonna play the 8 seed, then the 4 or 5, and then one of the 2 or 3. That's usually how the path goes. So you're not gonna face so much adversity. The first series, you go up against Miami without Jimmy the whole series. Now, I'm not taking that up. Keep in mind, from our Celtics fans, I'm not taking anything away from you guys because it's about who you play in front of you. You can't control what happens to other team.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have liked to see them get tested a little bit before we get to probably the next series. But that's what it's looking like. But yeah, with the Celtics, they haven't really faced much. They played the Heat with no Jimmy, and they did what they need to do. Get by them in 5 games. Should have been a sweep, but whatever. The Heat hit a record 3-point game. I can't even be mad at you at that point because if the Heat are just making those many threes, what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
And then the next series, you go up against the Cavs with who were pretty much just hobbled the whole series.
Uh-huh.
And you still lost one of the. That's the thing about the Celtics though. They haven't faced much adversity, but they always find a way to lose one of those random games. That's why I never say when we did predictions. That's why I always say there's gonna be that one game. I
Yeah.
promise you, it always happens, bro. It
Mm.
always happens because the Celtics are just prone to just, let's just let them have that game. Let them have that one. Like, dude, can you not sweep a team? Just sweep them. Realistically, they should be 8-0 right now in the playoffs. So that's my other takeaway. The Celtics really haven't faced much adversity. So I guess when we have to wait to the conference finals or the finals, because the Knicks are also a little hobbled, but we'll talk about them after. But yeah, Celtics, the road looks pretty easy for them.
Yeah, I was just gonna elaborate on that. I'm still picking Knicks in 7. I don't really care because I don't backtrack on my statements. I stand on business. But the Knicks are battling their injury issues with their 7-man rotation, and now they're gonna go against Boston, which will be very well rested. I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie, but if Boston can get to the finals with no adversity, that's nice. It's just I laugh at people on Twitter because they're so funny. He's like, "Oh, people in the number 1 seed has the easiest path to the final." That's not what we're trying to say, guys. It's just when you go against 2 teams that are both missing their star player, there's going to be comments. It's just how it works. So that's why the Celtics are getting a little bit of slack. But
yeah,
we're
exactly.
gonna see what's gonna happen. I still think they're the favorites in the East, behind my Knicks. But we're gonna see what happens.
I ain't mad at you, bro. You got stand on that, bro. I ain't mad at you. Don't back up off. Yeah, I ain't mad at you, bro.
Yeah. Well, I have another takeaway to stand on in Everton. I know you're gonna love this take.
Okay.
This playoff series has proven that role players are more important than having 2 3-star players with no depth.
Yes.
This has been the role players playoffs. If you're a real basketball enjoyer, you love this playoffs because the role players are looking like stars. I just have a huge list of names I'm just going to read off just to show off some props, but let's get it.
Cook.
Josh Hart, Naz Reid, PJ Washington, TJ McConnell, Derek White, Cason Wallace, just to name a few. You can probably name 10 more. It's just the role players, like all the teams that went out early were the ones that focused on the stars and didn't have depth. Having elite role players is now the future of the NBA. You can't do this star team anymore. It's not going to work out. It's a new era.
Yeah, the super team era is definitely officially come and gone. The era of where, all right, we got 3 superstars and the rest of the team looks like the 5-Out podcast. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what they used to do, and it didn't matter. But now, you're in an era where, look, you give me 1 superstar, an all-star, and a bunch of really good role players, we're a championship team. Simple as that. And like you said, this is the role player playoffs. That's a great takeaway. Because it's true. The amount of role players that have stepped up in 1-team games, Josh Hart's won the Knicks
literally
games.
1 games.
One
a name
games,
I forgot
exactly.
to say, KCP. He's been huge for Denver.
Exactly.
He's gonna get paid this offseason. I don't think he's gonna be a Denver Nugget next year, but he's going to get paid.
You don't think so?
They're just gonna be in cap hell if they do that. I just don't think they can financially afford it.
They already got those 4 dudes on big contracts, so it is gonna get a little awkward for them. But yeah, this is it. The NBA and NFL are weird, right? Where this season has proven for the NBA, all right, role players are really important, right? And then NFL, this season that just passed proved, you need a backup quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If you don't have at least decent enough backup quarterback, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
So I think it's just showing how much depth really matters. So yeah, that's a great takeaway. I love that takeaway.
What people need to realize, back in the 90s and 80s, there's only so many skilled players that were putting in these crazy work hours to be this good. There's so many people putting in that much work now. So the quality of players has just skyrocketed. So that's why depth is so important. And that's why teams like the Knicks are having so much success, or the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Timberwolves, you name it, the Mavericks. They're these elite role players are just working out.
You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, something just dropped. That's why I was just making sure.
All good. But Everton, what's your next takeaway?
My last takeaway is the Knicks in the playoffs are just good for NBA. Literally, it's just good for basketball. When you talk about having the best fans, dude, just Knicks fans, while sometimes they can be annoying, it's just so it's cinema, bro.
I love
not even
crowds.
just the fans, just the basketball is just so cinema to the point where it's the NBA needed the Knicks to be good. I know they're a big market, so of course they need them to be good, but Knicks just needed to be good. This just shows when teams like them are good, it's just so good for basketball. It's just so good for the NBA. So I just said the Knicks are cinema because the Sixers series was great. This Pacers series has been great. The Knicks being good is just so good for basketball.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
That Madison Square crowd is just one of a kind. And
one of a
not
kind.
to give a little preview into my life, but I will be traveling to New York next week. If they make it there, I will either be outside the stadium or I'll be so high in the nosebleeds. But either way, I will be there for the Celtics series so the Knicks can go all the way. And I will be so excited because just the Knicks faithful with the what's it called? Side Talk New York, the one that did like the big ball joke. They're always there. They are so entertaining. And just like I know like it's cool to see these small market teams wins, but just the big market crowds are unmatched. Hopefully one day these guys can, live up to standard.
Yo, y'all don't understand. If the Bulls get good, Chicago's gonna have so much aura. It's gonna get nasty how good Chicago's gonna be, bro. Because that's the only team we're waiting for.
It's not gonna happen. I've
don't
lost
do
all
that.
faith. I've lost all faith.
Cooper Flag, bro.
Dude, DeMar extension, bro.
Oh, I was hoping you didn't see that.
We've got unfinished business. The business is finished.
It's finished.
It's been sent
when
to
I
the
saw
fax
that
machine and everything, bro. It's finished.
Once I saw that, I was like, oh, they're not trying anymore. It's cooked.
The organization's unserious. They're gonna do nothing for the next decade while all Chicago's having fun.
I did see that DeMar has hinted at going to the Lakers.
By the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, dear Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, please let DeMar DeRozan sign for the Lakers. Thank you.
He's always been wanting to go home, so this is about the time he needed to anyway.
Go home.
So.
And Vooch is gonna get out here. You see, Caruso was dogging on him yesterday.
Oh man, Caruso on TNT is something you need to see.
Talk your smack, Caruso. It's just you never had an interior paint defense. Talk to him.
He's right.
He is right. But let's move on. We have more takeaways, but we're not talking playoff takeaways anymore. The combine is here. The draft lottery has happened, and Joey LeMaster, I'm not going to make Everton laugh and spit out his water because that'd be rude, so I'm going to say now, Joey LeMaster is an idiot and did not realize the draft combine happened during the playoffs or the draft lottery. So we did a mock draft last week. We're going to do another one this week. But first, we need to talk about some combine because there's been some takeaways. Some players have shined. Some players have crapped the bed. So we're going to talk about what we've seen, what we like, what we don't like. Everton, I want to hate.
Okay, I'm going to let you hate. I have a lot of positives, so I'm going to just let you do
I have a lot more positives, but I just got to get one hate out of the way.
Go ahead.
I just despise the game of Kyle Filipowski like so much because like he's like a 7-foot guy. He's like, oh, he can shoot. Let me look at it real quick. 11 of 25 for spot up shooting and 6 of 10 from the free throw line, and that's supposed to be like your strength. With like this wasn't in scrimmages. This was just you shooting around for fun. What do you do? Like, what do you contribute outside of being 7 feet tall?
Because he's not playing defense.
He's not. Like I'm so sick of these builds of these guys. Just because they're 7 foot, we gotta give him in the NBA. He's gonna be a lottery to like late first round pick, and it's just like I can't wait for the bad grade I'm gonna give it right after the draft. I can't wait. If it's like a late first round, I'll give it a C or a D. But dude, I'm telling you, if he's in the lottery, oh my god, this will be the first F rating. I already have it planned out. Like
I love this hate. This is the hate
because
that people need.
Bad. Like I don't get it. It's annoying. It's just like I'm not saying up for anymore. If you fall for his build, sucks to suck, loser.
Yeah, I'm not mad at anything you just
let
said.
The Chicago Bulls make this mistake. I'm letting you know this New York Knicks Dante DiVincenzo jersey will be in the mail so quick. Like I swear to God,
they can't draft him at 11, bro. There's no way.
They can't.
There's no way. I guess I'll start off the positivity. I think we all know what I'm probably gonna start off with. The biggest thing, Bronny. I mean, let's be honest. Look. He's going to segue into my next biggest one, but Bronny, he might actually be NBA talent. Like, I've said this for years because people have always asked me.
NBA talent.
No. I'm just saying. Hold on. People have asked me for years, what do you think about Bronny? What do you think about Bronny? And I've always said, I don't think he'll ever be a star, but I think he'll be one of those, like, really good role players. Like, I've always said he reminds me of, like a Marcus Smart or, like, a Drew Holiday type of guy where it's, like, he can pass well. He takes not Marcus Smart because he takes better shots than Marcus Smart does. But he's going to be one of those bigger guard kind of guys who plays defense. And I know his measurements weren't great. Like he's about 6'2", but who didn't know he was 6? I know people said thought he was 6'4". He never looked 6'4" to me. I always knew he was smaller than 6'4". I just was like, no way. Him being 6'2" doesn't surprise me. He's 210, which I was like, oh my dang, this dude's like.
He should be a corner in the NFL. Like
literally, he's at the wrong combine. He's got a great wingspan, and then the 40-inch vert, icing on the cake. So he's got great size, looked mobile. Of course, he's a guard, so of course he's gonna look mobile. Obviously we always knew he could jump, but 40-inch vert, man, that's impressive. And then the shoot around looked great in the shoot arounds.
Yeah.
And then the scrimmage looked great in the scrimmage. Like he looked really comfortable out there. I think, like I said, my next takeaway will make more sense when it comes to Bronny and just everything in general. But Bronny, I think he's really showing like, like I'm an NBA prospect,
Yeah.
And the Lakers do draft him as 17. Well, I don't think they have the 17th pick anymore. But if the Lakers do draft him, it won't look as bad. At first, I was a bit like, okay, you're gonna really pick him just because of LeBron. But he looks like he could be a solid NBA player. And I like it what he said. I'm talking about like who wants to be guys like Derek White, Drew Holiday, those type of guys who impact winning. He did say Davion Mitchell. I was hoping, I was like, okay. But I think, that's the type of prototype he has. The Cason Wallace of the world, the Derek Whites type of guys. If he can be a guy like that in NBA, I think that's successful for him. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. My two takeaways just to bounce off that for Bronny James is one, has the best PR team of all the players in the draft. To have him say he's the next Davion Mitchell, geniuses. Way to make him not have an ego and be hated. I love that. Secondly, this is still an absolutely terrible fit for the LA Lakers. They still should not take Bronny James. I would not be mad if you won the first round, but you have so many of these defensive guys that can't shoot the ball. If you get another one of those in there, you guys are just setting up your next coach for failure.
Unless he really is a shooter, because he look like he has a nice form. It look like he can knock him down. But
if that shot comes around,
we've been saying that
I'm so tired of saying that, man.
Yeah, me too.
We said that about Davion Mitchell, Chris Dunn, like.
Oh my gosh, it's so repetitive to the point where it's like after a certain point, bro, these dudes just can't shoot.
That's just real.
You just can't shoot, bro. It's fine. Just move on. But yeah, do you want to do your next takeaway? You want me to go into my next one?
Let me go to my next takeaway.
Go ahead.
With us knowing the draft order now, I don't know what the team's going to be, but Reed Shepherd is 100% a top 5 pick. His combine was out of this world. Max 42-inch vertical from Reed Shepherd.
I did not know that. I
was unfamiliar with your game, Reed Shepherd. But there's more to it. 17 to 25 spot up shooting as well. So we already know he can pass. We know he can defend. Now he has freakish athleticism and can shoot the ball. That's a top 5 pick, 100%. Yeah. And Reed Shepherd, heading into the season, people didn't even think he was going to declare for the draft. They thought he was going to be a 4-year guy at Kentucky because that was like his father's legacy. And all of a sudden, he's going to be a top 5 pick. What an incredible story. Does everything. A team's going to fall in love with him. There's no way he slips out of the top 5 after this. Yeah,
I completely agree. That vert alone already boosted him, but him showing that he can shoot.
Shepherd, man.
I swear I watched Reed Shepherd highlights and I never once was like, he got sneaky bounce. No, he just looked like he was regularly like, I don't know, like one of them, you know what? One
of them lot attendants.
Yeah, like he didn't give off that vibe, but I guess the more you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely helped his stock. The fact that he can space the floor like he showed he could do, dribble, pass, pesky defender.
Yeah, there's no weakness in his game.
I guess outside of his size. That's probably the only thing. But I don't know. When a dude could do all of those things and he could jump like that,
he's going to be in the league for a very long time.
Exactly. So yeah, I agree. He was one of my takeaways too, but I feel like that was too easy. So of course I figured you would say it.
I figured you get the easy one with Bronny. I get the easy one with Reed Shepherd because those are the 2 stars of the combine.
Yeah.
I have another star. Can I bounce off and go again?
Actually, go again. Yeah. You might say the same thing I was gonna say, but go ahead.
So Everton, outside of Bronny James, who gets the most slander in this draft on the media?
Zach Edey.
Zach Edey knocked it out of the fucking park. He had, I think you make an argument, he had the best combine.
Yeah.
Because dude, you could make I'm just gonna read the ridiculous number. Like, I don't know what's crazier, Reed Shepherd's height or Zach Edey's 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
Zach Edey went, where is it? 14 to 25 from 3, which had him in the top 5 for a while. 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Has the largest hands in the draft. Ran a quicker sprints than Donovan Clingan. And he went 18 for 30 shooting off the dribble. Zach Edey.
Bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
can we stop the hate? That's like the takeaways. Like, we got to be serious about Zach Edey and realize like this isn't just some tall merchant. I'm telling you, Taco Fall has gone 3 of 30 shooting off the dribble.
Yeah. He might even make 2.
Yeah, like, and they're bank shots as well. Like, can we start being serious about Zach Edey? The slander is ridiculous. He's not a tall merchant. And I believe he's going to be a lottery pick. I'm not going to say where in the lottery, but he's going to be picked in the lottery.
Yeah, I could see. He could either be late. I think it'll be late lottery for sure. I think so. Unless you got some. Oh, okay.
We'll talk
little
about that
spoiler.
later.
Little spoiler. Okay,
Don't say it on air. Don't say it on air. Don't say it on air.
Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely boosted his stock because obviously people, he's tall merchant. If he can space the floor, bro.
And he can hit his free throws. They can't hack a shack him.
It's gonna get real scary. Like I don't want to say he'll be a future star or whatever, but what could you really do to stop him?
Yeah, nothing.
Like literally nothing you could do because he's not one of them like skinny 740s. No, bro's like what 280.
Yeah, he's built.
He's
heaviest
built,
player in the draft. I think he's in the 290s.
or even exactly. So he's not like you're gonna just move him around. No, he'll move you around.
Yeah.
And if he can, honestly, I was hoping he'd have at least a mid-range game. But if he can knock down threes too, I mean, bro, sky's the limit.
Yeah, he'll shoot off the dribble. He does have the mid-range. I'm not going to say he can score all three levels at an efficient level because, this is an open workout. But, hey, if he can hit a mid-range and hit a three-point line, you're set.
Sky's the limit, bro.
Especially with him already having experience as well. Like, you have a great product that's going to help a team contribute right off the bat. This isn't going to be some G Leaguer guy. This is a guy that's going to contribute day one.
Yeah, because I remember people were calling him just 7'4" Luka Garza. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think so, bro.
Yeah, let's be real, guys. It's time to wake up. And I'm gonna say a hot take right here. I'm not saying he's going to win it, but we have a rookie of the year contender.
I mean, it's not a hot take if with this ton of draft class, anybody could damn near win it. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it's really just about who plays the most.
We emphasize this every week, but can we say this takeaway again real quick? This draft does not suck.
No.
Let's be real. So many of these guys have been in the league for a long time. It's weak star heavy, but there's gonna be a lot of great ballers in this draft. So if you think this draft class sucks, you're stupid. I'm just gonna keep it real.
First off, to anybody who says it's the worst draft class, so the Kenyon Martin draft class isn't the worst draft class?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Like, stop it, bro. Let's be honest.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be that generational prospect, sure, whatever, but I think a lot of these dudes are going to be some really good players in the league.
And we got to realize, the 2013 draft that was supposed to be awful produced two Hall of Famers in Giannis and Rudy Gobert.
Exactly.
So who knows what's coming in this draft?
You never know. Exactly. You literally never know what's coming, bro. So, yeah.
Well, Everton, what's your next takeaway?
My next one isn't really specific players. It's really just the college game and NBA game are so different, and some players are either going to flourish or whatever, right? I think Bronny's a good example, a guy who struggled in the college game, but in the NBA game, he might flourish more because of the way it's played.
Yeah.
I think that goes
for that.
I think a lot of players, like during this combine process, they really showed me, some people are just not really suited for the college game. But if you put them in NBA, they could really get it done because of how the game is played. And that's happened for a long time, too. Like, there's guys who you're like, ooh, he didn't really look too good in college. But then he gets an NBA right away, and he's like, oh, wait, why is he so good now? It's because it's two different games, bro. Like, the coaching is different. The way the game is played, all that is so different that it can either make or break you. And sometimes it's the other way around. Where, like, a dude is so good in a college game, and like, oh, my gosh, he's going to be a star. Gets the NBA, it's like, what happened?
There's so many of those guys.
So many. Doug McDermott. He's the first one that came to mind. Doug McDermott. Oh,
too
that was
far.
probably too close to home.
That was a weak spot.
Adam Morrison. How about that? Adam Morrison.
Yeah.
Remember they were like, oh, this is Larry Bird. No, it's not. No, it's not. So you said you have a good one for that, so I'll let you go back. Go ahead.
Isaiah Collier. I'm so moved after seeing his combine. He's going to be incredible in the NBA. Oh, incredible. So this is like my takeaway. I know it's probably me just thinking too deep about it. I really think he's going to crap the bed first year, but then he's going to be sensational after that. Like, I'm kind of expecting a Scoot Henderson type of thing. Like, I think for rookie years to be like, oh, but then like year two, like, oh, I see why we drafted this guy. His size is incredible. He's freakishly fast and strong. He's built. He's a built quick guy. Got a little bit of Jalen Brunson in him. So like, he's a player I'm really moved by. And just like USC, that team like so underperformed. But I think Isaiah Collier is gonna get in the NBA. Like, oh, I see why he was the number one guy in high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is another thing I'm starting to see. It's just like all these like a lot of these higher ranked guys, not all of them, but some of them kind of underperform in college, and then they go in the NBA. Like Derek Live is like, oh, this is why you were a higher rated prospect in high school.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's a great example. A guy like Derek Lively, number one in high school. You're like, dang, he didn't really do much in college. Then he gets in the NBA. You're like, what? How did that even happen? And then you guys have guys like Marvin Bagley. You're like, oh, number one rated, goes into college, averages like 20 and 12, and then in NBA it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it really just it goes player by player, but that's why you have to always take it with a grain of salt. Either if he overperforms at college, you got to remember, all right, college game is a little different, and if he underperforms in college, like, all right, college game is different. You know. Now sometimes you could look and be like, no, that dude's just ass. Like like he's just ass. Let's be honest, he sucks.
Williams.
No.
I'm
Damn.
straight on the banned list.
Okay, so how did his combine go?
10 of 25 spot up shooting.
Ooh, yeah.
Can't really score the ball. Wasn't making his free throws. Didn't like that. Like, people say he's gonna be a great 3-and-D guy. I didn't really see it at Colorado. And just the offensive bag is not there. I think it's too big of a project. And like, I'm just seeing Patrick Williams.
Ironically, they have the same last name.
Yeah, literally.
That is crazy.
I really hope the Thunder don't fall for it, Everton. I really hope
Yeah,
they don't pick off vibes.
yeah, I for a while I was vibes guy, but things have changed.
Yeah,
But
he's off
that's
my
neither here
list.
nor there. Neither here nor there. Yeah. All right, so go ahead. Did you have another one, or is
I
it
have a
me again?
takeaway, and it's gonna bounce off Zach Edey. It's gonna be my last takeaway. It's not just
Okay.
Zach Edey, but it's like I think this year we kind of saw like, oh yeah, these older guys can make an impact in the NBA right away. So we're gonna start seeing him go a little bit higher. Like I know we saw with Jaime Jaquez last year and how he contributed off the bat. But I like a Zach Edey. I like a Dalton Connect. I like a Devin Carter, who had one of the best combines we've ever witnessed. Had the fastest 3-4 sprint of all time with 2.87. That's ridiculous. And that was a guy. That was like a smaller point guard that was averaging like 8-9 rebounds a game, and he's still getting buckets and assists. And then Baylor Shireman has been probably the best when it comes to scrimmages because he's been doing it on both sides of the ball, and he's like 22 or 23. So I think we're gonna see these older guys start going a little bit. I don't think Baylor Shireman's going as early as the rest of these guys, but we're gonna see these like older guys start getting drafted and they start contributing right away. And so I kind of think we're gonna see a little bit of a shift in NBA drafts mentality, which is something I've said on this podcast before, where it's like, oh, he's too old. He's 23. What are you talking about, Leonardo DiCaprio? How is that too old for you? So I think we're gonna start seeing a little bit of shift in how like we view these older prospects. And I think this is a great year for a weaker draft class. So NBA scouts and GMs can start seeing this.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I think it's always been kind of bogus how they do older players because
they do them so bad.
I don't know why. Like, okay, cool. He's not 19, but some of them 19-year-olds are like kind of ass. Like, I know they dropped him based on potential,
bro.
But like, okay, first one that comes to mind for me, Sequoia Dumboya. I don't even know if I said his name right. Sequoia Dumboya. You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
You remember him from the Zion draft? They were like, oh, I know Zion's this guy, but this guy from over there, he's about 18 or 19. He's gonna be a top pick because his potential is there. Where is he now?
I actually have no idea.
Within, like, me neither. He was out the league within like his first 2 years, bro. Because he was what? Ass. Yeah. He was ass. Right? Frank Ntilikina. What do they draft him based off of? Young potential.
Yeah.
Where he's still in the league, but like
he is.
Come on. I think he's a free agent, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't know we're considered that in the league now.
Yeah, he's.
So okay, Isaiah Thomas was in the league the whole time.
Oh, what? Okay, true. Regardless, ass. Like at the end of the day, teams that draft strictly off potential. Oh my gosh! You know what's funny though? Kevin Garnett literally said, "Thon Maker's a future MVP."
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Most valuable potential, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Right. If you want to give that award, take it. Yeah. But come on, bro. Like, this is what I'm talking about, though. Like, 19-year-olds, yes, they have, I guess you want to say, have more potential. But to be honest, I think that's kind of bogus, though. Because, look, even though you're 22, that doesn't mean you've reached your peak. Because a lot of people say, all right, your peak is in, like, when you're 27, 28. If these guys have 5 years to reach it, is that not enough time?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't get that, but whatever.
It's time to respect these quote older guys.
That need their respect. They're just because they're 22 does not mean that they've reached their peak. They have 5 more years to realize that. So yeah.
So Everton, do you have any more takeaways from the combine, or is it draft time?
Shout out to AJ Johnson.
Okay.
I know he went to Australia and didn't get much playing time, and then he came back over and he's been pretty solid in the combine.
Oh, one more shout out. Who was supposed to be a future Redbird, Coleman Hawkins.
Oh yeah, that's what I was waiting for. I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah, no, I forgot to bring him up. It's just he was supposed to be our guy, man. He said it on Twitter.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be an Illinois State Redbird, but now he's gonna be an NBA G leaguer.
And then Barstool did something with your Twitter, Joey.
We don't. Hey, I'm trying to work with Barstool in the future. We're not gonna bring this up.
Never mind. We love Barstool.
I love Barstool. You guys didn't steal my meme.
Oh man.
Let's move on. Better things. So as I kind of said earlier, I'm really stupid, and we did a mock draft last week, not realizing the draft lottery was going to be 2 days later. Sorry, guys. That's my bad.
Don't worry about it.
Rare Joey LeMaster L.
It's okay. We understand.
Guess what? They do views, so we get to push out another video. Business is booming. Haha, I'm profiting off you guys. No, I'm playing. But yeah, so we're doing another draft lottery. We have an official order now. And
Yes.
somehow the Atlanta Hawks are the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. How in the world did that happen?
Can we talk about two things real quick? Well, no, I'll save one of the other things for later. But can we talk about something real quick? The draft lottery system might be cooked.
It needs to be addressed.
Now, I know why they made that system, because remember when teams were like tanking? So like, all right, you know what? You want to take? Lowering your odds.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I think they've gone literally 5 or 6 years without the team that has the worst record getting the number 1 pick. That's insane.
Yeah, like I like the idea of the lottery, but these ratios need to be addressed.
They have to, bro. Like we'll get to the
if
order.
You think about it, 14% so tiny.
That is, because it used to be 25, which is like, all right, you have a pretty solid chance of getting the number 1 pick. But like 14?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like we've seen the Detroit Pistons have the worst record 2 years in a row and get the 5th pick every time.
That's why I didn't want. I wanted to wait till we got to their pick. But at this point, yeah, the Pistons. If I'm a Pistons fan, go into protection, because, bro, it's like, I'm not gonna say anything crazier than that, but dude, if I was a Pistons fan, I'm out of here, bro. Like,
Adam Silver's getting some.
There's
DMs.
There's no way that I have watched this team be literal dog shit for like the past 3 years, and all we have to say for it is Jaden Ivey. Sar Thompson's cool, but again, we fell to that. Like, we could have had Wemby.
Yeah.
But we fell.
Cade is cool,
but we fell.
Yeah.
We got Cade, so at least we got that one out the way. But, okay, low key.
What's up?
Out of the past, like, 4 drafts, for them to get the number 1 pick that draft instead of the other ones kind of has to hurt, because, okay, you could have Ant the draft before, but you didn't, right? Okay, you got Cade. He's great. Then the next draft, you could have had Paolo. Then you could have had Wemby. So out of all of those number 1 picks, you got Cade. No hate to Cade, though. But, like, let's be honest.
He's not those 3 guys.
Let's
be serious.
But let's move on. Let's start the draft.
Oh, no, I need to hate real quick just because.
Go ahead.
I just hate being a Bulls fan. You lose the Atlanta Hawks, and and your whole projection's different. Because we beat the Hawks, they get the 10th best odds, and they jump to number 1. We don't even make the playoffs, and now we're stuck at 11.
Yeah, because imagine
who really won that game.
They did, low key. Yeah, low key. Now maybe we'll get a number 1 pick a different year. I'm hoping next year.
Fingers crossed.
But fingers crossed, because I'd love to see that. But anyways, yeah.
All right. Well, now it's draft time. Got our venting out of the way. We're just doing the lottery today, 14 picks. Me and Everton making our separate picks. Let's get into this.
Yep.
I kind of feel like with this draft lottery, I think it's a lock who number 1 pick is now. I'm really surprised if anything changed. I'm still not completely sold, but I still see the potential in Alexander Sarr, and I think he'll be number 1 for the Hawks. I think it's a great fit next to Jalen Johnson and hopefully Onyeka. Hopefully it's not Clint Capella next year.
Yeah,
but the Hawks, that's a dangerous front court with just so much potential oozing. Not a lot of shooting there. You kind of need to hope the shot develops with Sarr. That's just a unit, and I would just be really surprised if it wasn't the pick. But I think the pick could change if this Trae Young trade does happen. I think a different player could go number 1, but as of now, no trades. I think the pick's Alexander Sarr.
I think low key, regardless of trade, they still would go Sarr, because of strictly potential. But I didn't make any trades in this mock because I don't do that.
Yeah,
I go later. Based off. But a Trae Young trade will definitely switch up how these teams draft.
Yeah.
But regardless of that fact, I have Sarr as number 1 as well. For the same reasons you said. He's probably has the most potential, whatever. He's been the number 1 guy for most of the year, and I don't think the Hawks get number 1 change that. So he'll be the number 1 pick. I actually think he'll be a good player. I see the hype. I don't think he'll be Wemby, but
no.
I think, could we also have a conversation about how France is gonna be kind of a powerhouse?
Like,
dude.
They're gonna be some fun.
It's gonna be some fun watching France in the Olympics. But yeah, Sarr's number 1. I think we both agreed on that.
Yeah, that's going to be locked in. But it's just if the Hawks do trade Trae Young and they could get like a young guard, DeJounte, Jalen Johnson, Sarr, and Onyeka, the future's so bright. Commit to the rebuild. Don't settle on mid.
Okay. I'm mad at it.
So we move on, and now we're gonna go to pick number 2. Everton, you go first this time for the Washington Wizards.
For the Wizards, I went Reece Sachet. I mean,
okay, I like that.
You could say there's other guys who might have more potential, but I don't really see a reason not to pick him here. He's been the number 2 guy for most of the season as well. And for the Wizards, they're kind of a team where position doesn't matter. Like for some of these teams, you kind of have to pick based on position.
Mm-hmm.
But for the Wizards, it's kind of like, dude, we just need somebody. So
Yeah.
I know the wing depth there is a little confusing because they have Kuz and Denny, who I did put stock in. But at the end of the day, you have the number 2 pick. You pick the second best guy available on paper. So why not pick him? Now, I could see them take a guard here, a specific guard. But I'm gonna go Reece Shea because it seems the most safe pick to make here for them. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I still feel like you go BPA as well, but with them having Denny Kuzma and Corey Kispert, I was a little worried. So I went BPA, which also somewhat of a fit. I went Reed Shepherd, who had the best combine we've seen. And he can run the 1 or 2, which I think really benefits Washington having a player with versatility like that. And with a guy that can literally do everything and your weakness is everything, why not get a guy that can try and fill in a little bit of all those holes? So I think that'd be a great fit for Washington. And hey, a potential backcourt of Shepherd and Koulibaly. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be anything too serious, but like I see some potential. Those are 2 guys that are gonna be in the league for a long time. So let's see which one ends up working out better.
Yeah, I am mad at that. Like I said,
and again, can't build around Jordan Poole.
No,
don't worry about what happens with him.
No. It's fine. Don't worry about that. But yeah, when it comes to this draft, a lot of it is fit over anything. But yeah, with the Wizards, like I said, I can see them go. They could go literally any direction. To be honest, they could go literally any direction. So their pick is probably the hardest to like kind of mock for because it's like you could literally just pick anybody here. So I ain't mad at who you picked because they could literally just pick literally anybody. Spin a bottle and pick somebody. So literally, bro.
So that'll move us to 3, which we saw another skyrocket in odds. The Houston Rockets. I have so much stock in them. So now they have the number 3 pick. And they're going to draft Mr. Aura Man himself, Rob Dillingham. I think this is a great guard off the bench. Could be a potential replacement for Fred VanVleet, and that would be the most exciting team in the history of the sport. And I sent this to Everton. Rob Dillingham made history. The first player in their pre-draft analysis to have aura as one of their attributes. We've seen it all, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Dillingham is the first draft prospect to have aura.
That is so crazy. That's when you realize we're getting old because no older generation like journalists would have said something like that. But I feel like if I was a scout, I would have said something goofy like that. Like, oh, the aura here is crazy. You got to draft him off aura.
But he does have aura. The guy wasn't wrong.
No, he's not wrong. He ain't far from wrong because aura is there.
A little weird.
It is a little goofy, but I love it though. Like that's a great piece. Aura.
Yeah, Rob Dillingham, we glaze him on this podcast. We're not gonna pretend we don't because he's just so exciting. Can score anywhere, can dribble like crazy, so light on his feet, can literally do everything. He's so exciting. I think he's a little bit of a smaller Kyrie Irving. It's just that's so much fun in Houston when you pair with all those guys they got over there. This team is going to be so much fun, man. I'm so excited for the future of the Rockets.
Same. We already talked about the stock we got in Rockets. I was torn between Rob and Topic.
Yeah.
I leaned towards Topic only because I think he is the best playmaker in the draft. I think we've all agreed that he's the best playmaker. And for the Rockets, I do think that's important to have. Because, okay, you drafted a men for that reason, basically last year. But a men's proven to be more of like a wing, to be honest, which I always thought he was a wing because of size, but whatever. And you've seen the success you've had with Fred VanVleet being a playmaker, right? And I think with Topic, he can come in. He might not start right away because they still have Fred, but Fred's contract will be up by the next season. So you have Topic who can step in. And with his lack of shooting, you have Jalen Green, who, if all things work out, can space the floor. You have Cam Whitmore, Jabari, Sengun, Amen. And I think having Topic as your center, like your playmaking guy, really helps them out. But Rob is a really good playmaker too. So it was kind of hard. Like I said, it was really hard to decide. But I just went for the guy who I think is the better playmaker. So yeah.
I loved and disliked your reasoning at the same time because they absolutely do need that playmaker. But the Houston Rockets can't shoot the ball.
Yeah.
So with Rob Dillingham also being a great playmaker, again, the guy can, space the floor a little bit more. I think that's what they need.
Yeah.
Topic is a better defender, and like Jalen Green doesn't really do that thing. So it's really a toss-up between those two guys.
And the size too. Yeah. Topic's like 6'6",
which is huge.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like your reasoning too with the shooting. That makes a lot of sense too. Like I said, it's really a toss-up. They honestly can't go wrong here. I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
I feel like they could pick either or and they'd be fine. So yeah.
So let's go to number 4. Everton can go here. It's gonna be the San Antonio Spurs, who will be one of 2 times picking in the top 10. They totally will use both these picks and not trade for somebody.
So assuming they don't trade.
Yeah, let's pretend they'd use both picks.
So I watched a YouTube video the other day. Shout out to Hoops Reference.
Okay.
And
you got some tape study.
He made this pick, and I was like, this would be so fire. So I know me and you have been really hyped on.
Oh my God, what are you about to do?
I know me and you have been really hyped on Klingon going to Memphis, but I'm not gonna lie. A front court of Wemby and Klingon sounds nasty. Like,
oh my God,
you did the same thing?
No, but that's a brilliant idea. I've never thought about this.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't think about that, but I was like, Wemby at the 4 next to Klingon would be so crazy. Like, that paint is cooked. Like, I know you're talking about Jaren Jackson and Klingon, but Wemby and Klingon, we're talking about two dudes who could be generational defenders. Like, look at your face.
That's brilliant. That's actually awesome.
That's what, like, I didn't think about that, but I'm like, because I was like, all right, Wemby's a center. We already knew that, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Wemby at the 4 next to Klingon,
dude,
would be so.
We had Klingon being the guy so Jaren Jackson can get like the blocks. If we have Wemby as the Jaren Jackson and Klingon do, oh my God,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
holy shit.
And we've seen this with the Timberwolves. They've had success having Cat next to Gobert.
Oh my God.
Wemby and Klingon is like that on literal steroids. Like,
I'm so moved. I'm so moved. I can't even like hide it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like wow, like this is so perfect. They should do it. That's what I gotta say, bro.
Wow. I wish I had that. Who said this idea?
Hoops Reference. He's a YouTuber. He's a big NBA YouTuber. So shout out to him because I didn't think about this until I saw his video. But dude, hit it on the money, bro.
I'm moved. I'm so moved.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tweet about this. Not gonna take credit, but like, yeah, this needs to be manifested.
Yeah,
sorry, Memphis sucks to suck, but yeah, that's huge,
dude.
Well, I also went on defense. I know like with Nikola Topic on the board, it seems like the obvious pick. I feel like some of these guards are gonna fall, so you can get the best guard that can also defend because the Spurs don't really play defense. So I want Stephon Castle at 4. He's an athletic guy. He's gonna be a great defender, and the Spurs really need that. They need defense badly because Wembanyama's the only one that plays that. So I want Stephon Castle at 4. There's just so much potential. He's so young, freak athlete, can pass the ball, and he's gonna hustle all the time. I think that'd be a great fit for San Antonio.
Yeah,
I can't follow up that Dominic Klingon pick. I really can't.
Bro, that's how I felt when I watched that video and he said, I was like, yo, that is an insane front court. But
and you get that for like 2 decades.
Dude, like, oh my dude. Moving mountains with that one.
Now imagine the Spurs trade pick 8 for Trae Young.
Trae Young, Wemby, and Klingon.
They're finals contenders. Screw it.
I mean, like, bro.
Let's just talk about it. Like,
bro, the West. Yeah, bro. The West is.
I said it last week. A realignment needs to happen like ASAP.
No, dead ass. Like, you got to get New Orleans or Memphis in the East, bro. Because some ain't right, bro. Like, dude.
Actually, so now we're gonna move to pick 5, which is the Detroit Pistons. You're not picking at 1, losers.
Damn, that's so tough.
But it's gonna be the same pick I've had for every other mock draft. I'm gonna have them taking my boy Zachary Reese-Shea. It's just the best fit. It's literally what they need. An off-ball guy who can shoot the 3 because no one in Detroit can shoot the 3.
No,
I think it's the best fit possible, and you should take forward. So I'm not gonna elaborate on it because I've said it 4 mock drafts in a row. No, 5 mock drafts in a row. Oh, damn. 6. I'm so bad. Yeah, this will be the 6th mock draft in a row where I have the Pistons taking them. So I'm not talking more about it. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, the Pistons falling to 5 definitely changes this up a little bit. So I want to read Shepherd. Now I know it's a bit awkward because they have Ivy and Cade. Do not let Jaden Ivey be the reason you don't pick Reed Shepherd here. I'm not gonna lie. I like Jaden Ivey, but guys,
are we pushing some agendas, Everton?
Here's the reason why I'm saying this. Jaden Ivey and Cade's like they don't mesh well together because neither of them are like knockdown shooters. Like Cade is an okay shooter, but it's not enough to where like you don't want to get another shooter next to him. So I feel like Ivy's a bit more because if you're gonna pick between the two, you're picking Cade Cunningham. You know,
yes, you are.
And I think Reed Shepherd. Here's the thing: his size won't come into play here because you're gonna have Cade who's about 6'6" at the 1. You're gonna have Asor who's about 6'6", 6'7" at the 3. Jalen Duren, like you're gonna have size around Reed, so his size won't come into play, but he also plays defense, so it's fine. And then his shooting, he'd be the best shooter on the team easily.
Yes,
and they need shooting, so I think all the thing, and then 42-inch vert, he can jump. So I think all those things come into play here for the Pistons, and I think this will actually be a good pick for them. Like, you get a floor spacer. That's literally what you need, a floor
Yeah.
spacer. So,
They need to pick a shooter. I wouldn't even be mad
yes.
if Dalton Connect won here. Even though I want to see him to have a team that's gonna have a little more success, but just whoever can shoot the ball needs to be a Detroit Piston.
Pick him. Yes. So I go Reese Sachet is a good pick here if he falls to 5. Or Reed. I think ironically 2 or 5, whoever the Wizards or Pistons, pick one of these two dudes.
Yeah,
Simple as
actually.
that. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Dalton Connect, number 6, I have the Charlotte Hornets going Dalton Connect. Not really the dream scenario because I want him to be on a team that's ready for some playoff success right away. But the Timberwolves, excuse me, the Hornets, they need somebody that can shoot the ball and need somebody that you can pair next to LaMelo and Brandon Miller. I think Dalton Connect's a perfect fit because he's a good scorer. You can him and Miller can interchange between the 2 and 3. Can shoot at the 3. It's going to be off ball. Doesn't really need to be on the ball. So that benefits LaMelo and Brandon Miller. I think he's a fun fit, a guy who can score all levels. Also, someone who's sneaky athletic. Like I've seen him try. He tries to posterize Zach Edey and stuff. It's like, oh, this guy can get up there. He didn't get the poster.
Like a 39-inch vert too.
Yeah, so he can get up there. So just a lot of potential there, and he's ready to win right away because Charlotte, you gotta start winning games at some point.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great fit. I'm not sure if it's gonna be your pick, so sorry if I spoil it. I really wanted to go Matas Buzelis because I'm not sure if Miles Bridges is going to be there next year.
Yeah.
So if he's another great option as well, but I ended up going with Dalton Connect because I can only see him falling so far. Because I think you can make an argument he's the most talented day one.
Yeah. I think he can impact the game the most out of anybody so far. I was Stephon Castle because in my mock he didn't go yet, so I think he's the best player available at this point. So yeah, I went Stephon Castle again. He's a 2. He's a big 2. LaMelo, him, and Brandon Miller is a really good like starting point. Well, I know they should have already been started, but at this point, whatever. And then obviously Miles Bridges being a little confusing. I don't know, but we ain't got to talk about Miles Bridges. Mark Williams at the 5 is cool too, so I didn't go 5. So I think Stephon Castle is a good backcourt mate for LaMelo because he plays defense. So you're gonna need a defender next to LaMelo. That's what I gotta say that right off the bat. You need a defender that can play next to LaMelo. Great size. He has great scoring potential as well. I think it's the pick they should make if he falls to 6.
Yeah, I love that. I love that Everton a lot actually. Let's see what you did at number 7 because I had a tough time with this pick.
The Blazers are so tough to mock, but at this point, I say go Buzelis. That's what I went for at 7 because they do need a wing.
Yeah.
Like Matisse Thybulle being your only real wing for real is like,
it's unserious.
Jeremy Grant. Yeah, So I say Buzelis. He's got the most potential at that position probably. And look, I know Connect is probably a better player, but they don't need to win games right now, so he's not the guy they go for at this point.
Yeah.
So I say go Buzelis. He's got a lot of potential. He's shown to be kind of like a Franz Wagner type of guy. At 6'10" with really good athleticism. So yeah, I think go for the guy with this kind of potential. Yeah, 7.
So this is why I went Buzelis. I really, really wanted to pick Klingon because he's not going to keep falling. It's just with how many centers they have, I just can't see him doing it, even though they should. I just can't see it.
Yeah,
but Buzelis is a great fit, and he's funny. He's got jokes on Twitter. Like someone posted a meme where it's like the Detroit, it's like some kid that's like at Five Guys, like you ain't got Five Guys money, so he got peanuts. It's like the Piss, like you ain't got Alexander Sarr money, so you get Buzelis peanuts. And he's like was like dying laughing in the comments, like he was like tweeted like a bunch of laughing emojis, and he won to 1v1 with Zachary Sachet, so he's got some dog in him.
He do.
I think he's fun, and again 6'10" forward. That's just a sneaky, scary build. A lot of potential there. Can low-key play some defense as well. Just the 3-point shot that he had in high school needs to follow up with it.
Yeah, did you see his one-on-one with Cooper Flagg?
I did not.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. Cooper Flagg cooked him. Anyways, let's move on to number 8.
Oh my God.
Bro,
this is a Cooper Flagg podcast.
Cooper Flagg is one of my favorite like high school players, bro. He's my favorite high school player right now, but I have so much stock on Cooper Flagg. But we'll go on 8.
Because we're back to San Antonio. In my mock draft, I had them taking Stephon Castle, but here's where they're going to take Nikola Topic. Might be clinging now if I thought of that idea earlier, but I didn't. But just they do need a true point guard, and if you could have a backcourt with the potential of Topic and Castle, you get the passing, you get the defending, you get some size, get shooting. One of them's athletic and can get to the rim. Just a bright future for San Antonio, and it's just a perfect guard pairing to go along with Victor Wembanyama, especially with Devin Vassell, who can also space the floor as well. Just gives the Spurs a brighter future that they need.
Yeah. Okay, so I went Rob here.
Oh my God, that's so much aura. That's so much aura.
Dude, like
I can't control it.
Rob Klingon, Wemby, dude. Like,
do we bandwagon?
That's what I'm saying. Like, when I saw this, I'm like, do they even need a trade for Trae Young at this point? Because if we
Man.
could keep both picks and get those two guys, dude, you're moving mountains right there. Because Rob spaced the floor, passed the ball, great. Defensively, whatever, but I ain't gonna lie. If I got Klingon and Wemby, who else is on defense that I need?
Yeah. Yeah,
No, I'm
dude, let
joking.
them
Obviously,
get one solid perimeter defender in free agency and just they're set
dude,
for life. They literally
they're set.
they got the Timberwolves but better. I mean, they may not have an Anthony Edwards, but like you got Wembanyama.
Hey, I mean, Rob Dillingham got Anthony Edwards aura though.
Oh.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. What? Am I joking? I don't know, but
Is it time to push some agendas?
I'm joking, but like the aura is there. He already has somewhat aura. Like he's coming into the league
Anthony
with
Edwards
aura.
didn't have aura on his draft stock. They said he didn't even like basketball.
Exactly. Oh man, that's so funny. But yeah, I got Rob here. I think, if they leave this draft with Klingon and Rob, Spurs A+ draft. A+.
A++.
Yeah. And honestly, now that I think about it, you could almost flip it. Like you could almost take Rob at 4 and then hope Klingon falls. But I don't know. One of those teams might take him.
I feel like if that's what they want to do, you take Klingons because there's so many more guards that it's more likely one's gonna fall compared to Klingon, who's like the clear center one.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, so that's what I would do.
Yeah.
So then that's gonna move us to Memphis, where we've been trying to manifest this for a while. Even I'm not sure if I'm gonna manifest it anymore. But I have Klingon going at 9. Just Jaren Jackson needs that true center. If you can pair him next to Klingon, Memphis is back.
Yeah. I went Dalton Knecht because Klingon's off the board.
I also love that.
Look, for the Grizzlies, they're not a bad team. They just need to stay healthy and they need to add guys who can win now. There's nobody in this draft who I think is more win now than Dalton Knecht, to be honest. So, and he can shoot.
Yes.
Obviously, Ja's not a shooter. That joke that wasn't even really supposed to be a joke. I was speaking for real, but like it wrote itself. But Desmond Bane's obviously a guy who can shoot the ball. They do have Luke Kennard, but I don't know I think he's a free agent. Marcus Smart, let's be realistic. Jaren Jackson shoots too much, to be honest.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be shooting that many threes. I think Knecht comes in probably their second or third best shooter, if not probably second, to be honest. He can play the 3 because he has great size and athleticism, so he doesn't have to be a 2 guard. I think a lineup of Ja, Bane, Knecht, Jaren, and then Brandon Clark. Maybe they have to go in free agency and make a move. But regardless of that fact, I think Knecht, if you don't get Klingon, you got to get Dalton Knecht because he can help you win right now too.
Yeah. All I've seen a lot online where Memphis is thinking about trading this pick. Nikola Vucevic is right there for you guys. If you want your center, there's your man. This could be a dream fit, great interior defender. It's just like his Orlando days. The 3-point shot's totally still there. Everything you could want.
You know what's crazy? He'd probably fit better in Memphis than Chicago.
Okay, so does the rest of the NBA. Who fits in Chicago? Let's be serious. Every player is better when they leave Chicago.
You're sadly you're not wrong. But I'm saying like because his interior defense won't come into play as much because he got Jaren covering his
That's
ass.
real.
So
yeah, rather than like some 6'5" guard playing power forward for some reason.
For some reason. I do love Javonte Green though, but
he's fun, but power forward, like
it's crazy. It's crazy. Yes. Power forward is crazy.
But what's not crazy is the Utah Jazz because nobody watches Utah Jazz games, but they have pick number 10.
Yeah.
What do you got happening, Everton?
I had Ron Holland. I mean, like
I also had Ron Holland.
Because it's like, okay, I thought about a guard, but I'm like, there's no after the guards have been taken so far. If you want to reach and take Collier, I guess, but you have Keontae George and Con Sexton. I feel like you just roll with that. Yeah. Pick a wing. I know they took Taylor Hendricks last year, but I mean, he's cool. He didn't really play that much. And then, with Ron Holland, Lauri Markkanen. What is his future in Utah though?
It can't be. It better not be longer.
Like, what more can you do with this whole Lauri Markkanen thing? So I feel like for them, it's like, look, just pick a talented guy. Ron Holland's got some pretty solid upside. Just pick him. No point to think too much into it.
Great defender as well.
Yeah.
Just needs, I mean, he scored 20 a game, but you got to see that translates into the NBA as well. So there's potential there.
Yeah, there's potential there.
I also want the same pick.
High motor. He's one of those high motor guys. Yeah, I feel like just pick Ron Holland. Save yourself the trouble.
I agree. So now we're at pick 11, which is my Chicago Bulls. And I did a little bit of teasing earlier. If you're on YouTube, you get it. If you're on the podcast, you didn't. Because I have the Bulls taking Zach Edey at 11 because the Bulls, they want to win now. And for the love of God, I need a tall center that can defend. And if Zach Edey's just going to stand there and he's going to give me some buckets to go along the way and he's going to make Caruso better because Caruso was complaining about Vooch earlier, I'm all for it. I know there's not a lot of aura going with it, but the Bulls don't have any. Just pick talent. And the Bulls they're not. It's a rebuild's never going to happen. So if they want to win now, I can't even say it with a straight face. Zach Edey's got to be the pick.
You know what's crazy?
What's up?
I also went Zach Edey.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
At first, I had him going to Toronto later in the draft, but after the combine, if he can really be a floor spacer, because look, Vooch is like a fake floor spacer.
Fake floor spacer.
Why not get a guy who, if he's a fake one, whatever, he can at least still be a defensive guy. Mm-hmm. So I feel like getting Edey here is a smart. I had to Tazar Salon as a audible maybe, but I think Edey is like the talent's there. The combine only makes it even more like, ooh, you probably should pick this guy here. I think everything you want in this draft is low-key Zach Edey at 11, of course. If you were high in the draft, you'd love to get like Clean, of course. But at 11, I think it's a solid pick. We don't have much to lose in this draft. So I feel like just pick up Edey. It makes Vooch more expendable. Yeah. And you can start moving to that future because you need to start moving to that future.
So I've seen a lot of mock drafts for the Bulls, and I've seen a lot of them taking Isaiah Collier, who I think is a great player. I just think that's such a waste of a pick, though, because like one, the Bulls can't develop for shit.
No.
And secondly, it's just the one thing the Bulls don't need is guards. We have like 18 of them already. Isaiah Collier should not get the opportunity to shine. So I really just don't see why so many people are falling in love with that.
Nah, you have Kobe, Caruso, Lonzo Ball is gonna be back.
Levine, Io.
Yeah, there's just too many guards. You're only going to make it
Javonte
worse.
Green. Like you can't just keep taking guards. I know they play power forward. They shouldn't.
No.
there's too many guards on the table. You can't go another one.
Yeah, it's too much. You gotta move on and pick a center or wing here. I say center though. I like
same here.
I mean, you agree on the Edey pick.
So that's gonna bring us to Everton's dog, the OKC Thunder. Who they got going here? Please tell me you fell for Cody Williams. Please tell me you fell for Cody Williams here.
So y'all know, I've had Cody Williams here for like the past like what 4, 5? How many drafts have I had him here?
Too many.
Okay, bro, calm down. Look, I was torn between Jared McCain. Jared McCain was the guy I really wanted to go here. But the Devin Carter stuff, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Ooh,
I ain't gonna lie. Maybe that's a reach. But if he's really the rebounder that he is with the offensive game and possibly the defense, I can't see us going wrong with picking him. What do you think? I wrote 2 names down. I wrote him and Tadar Salon because we can pick guys like Tadar Salon because we can just develop really good. So what do you think? I was so torn between those 2.
Well, I went Jared McCain.
You went Jared McCain. Okay, that's fine too.
Yeah, I like his scoring. I like his passing. It just fits the Thunder's like vibe, and just he's a hustle guy as well. Like he always dives for everything. He's still gonna give you those rebounds. I think the Thunder could really use a hustle guy like that can also score. So I think Jared McCain's a great bench option. But I do love with the 2 guys you said. I do love the Devin Carter option
because he's a win now guy too.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think I'll roll. Okay, you know what? Let's go to the next pick because that's the reason why I didn't pick Jared McCain here. But yeah, I just spoiled it for myself. Yes.
Okay. So you have Jared McCain going to Sacramento.
Yeah.
I also went guard, but I went Isaiah Collier.
You went Isaiah. Yeah, it was either or, to be honest. I don't know. I went Jared McCain for them because it really seems like Malik Monk. I don't know if he'll be back or not. He might get a bag from Orlando. And if he's gone, yeah, I know, right? If he's gone,
not Klay Thompson.
No. Please do not please do not do that. But yeah, if he's gone, I feel like Jared McCain makes a lot of sense here. Now, again, it's really not in their hands. If OKC picks him, which I'd be happy with, then you're gonna have to pick a guy like Collier. I feel like picking Jared McCain here, he could literally do what you want, what you got Malik Monk to do. He could probably do the same thing, not as athletic as Malik Monk. But he can shoot the ball, he can score the ball, hustle, all that. I think that's a really good thing for them to have off the bench.
Yeah, I just think Isaiah Collier, like I don't think he's gonna be as good, but he's literally De'Aaron Fox, where it's just a quick guy's gonna get down the ball, is gonna score in the paint, can pass as well. It's just a freaky athletic prospect there, and he's learning under the perfect guy. I think it's just a great fit to have coming off the bench and not Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, it's a better option than Davion Mitchell for sure. Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
So we'll move to Portland, where I'm not gonna lie, this is the hardest pick I had because nothing made sense to me because it's not gonna be a guard. The centers don't make sense. So I just went with a project pick. I went to John Salon. I don't think he's a player right off the bat, but you can develop in the G League and just see what happens because he has one of the highest upsides in the draft. So just take the risks.
Yeah, I went Yves Messi. Like I said, the Blazers are so hard to mock for.
They're
Look, I'll be
so
honest.
mid.
Yeah. To be honest, it could have been Filipowski here, but I didn't want him to be number
No,
14. So I was like,
no.
nah, we're gonna pass on that. We're gonna use Messi because look, you already got Buzelis to be your potential guy. Pick up the raw prospect at 5 because I don't think DeAndre nor Rob Williams are like long term. So why not pick a guy who maybe take him a few years to get there, but if he gets there, you got a really solid center right there. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, screw the Portland Trailblazers. They're just not a fun team. Them and Utah
no.
Jazz are banned, and they're going
Oh
to be
my
last place in the
gosh.
West for a long time.
Yeah. I'm not mad
But
at that.
yeah. Before we move on, we're gonna do a quick rundown of our mock drafts. I will go
Mhm.
first, where I have
Yeah.
the Hawks taking Alexander Sarr, the Wizards taking Reed Shepherd, the Rockets taking Rob Dillingham, the Spurs taking Stephon Castle, the Pistons taking Zachary Reese-Shea, the Hornets taking Dalton Connect, the Trailblazers taking Matas Buzelis, Spurs taking Nikola Topic, Grizzlies Donovan Clingan, Jazz Ron Holland, Bulls Zach Edey, Thunder Jared McCain, Kings Isaiah Collier, and Trailblazers Tajon Salon. Everton, what
Oh
was your
Lord.
mock draft, and explain why it was better than mine?
What? No. Oh well, there's only one reason why it would
Yeah,
be
it's
better
it's
than yours.
mhm.
But Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta, sorry. Alexander Sarr, Washington Wizards, Reese Shea, Rockets, Topic, Spurs, Klingon, Pistons, Reed Shepherd, Hornets, Castle, Blazers, Buzelis, Spurs, Rob Dillingham, Grizzlies, Connect, Utah Jazz, Ron Holland, Bulls. Wait, did I mix this up? No, okay. Zach Edey, sorry. Thunder, Tadaz Salon, Kings, Jared McCain, Blazers, Hughes Missy.
So let us know who had the better mock draft in the comments. There's gonna be a lot of mock drafts coming up this offseason. We're gonna have a lot to say. We're gonna have a lot hoping to do more prospect breakdowns instead of player breakdowns during the offseason. But we're gonna see what happens. We got a long time for that.
Yeah, we do.
But that's the past, or that's the future, excuse me. We need to talk about the present because the WNBA season has just kicked off. We got a lot to see. So we're gonna do some predictions, some final predictions, some award predictions, some other thoughts we want to elaborate on.
Yeah.
Everton, before we do some predictions, can we just talk about how both rookies are struggling?
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's gonna hate on them for their first game is an idiot. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest. Like, come on, bro. It's their
Not
first
everybody's Michael
game.
Carter Williams.
Oh my gosh. If y'all know about that MCW first game against the Heat, boy, I thought he was next up.
Yeah.
I thought he was next up. But yeah, not everybody comes in and kills it in their first game. But that's why it's a season. So
Mm.
yeah.
And they're going to have all the time in the world. They're going to be fine. But Caitlin Clark breaking records for most turnovers. Angel Reese, not the best field goal percentage, but they have time.
Yeah.
But not that I want them to struggle, but I look want the Chicago Sky to struggle this season. I know I shouldn't manifest that, but I want Paige next year. And I saw some predictions. I forgot where it was on Instagram, but they had the Chicago Sky finishing last. I'm like, oh my God, if my Chicago Sky get the first overall pick, we have a dynasty on the way.
Oh my gosh. Paige, Camilla, and Angel Reese. Come on.
Mountains are moved.
Don't get me salivating. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
I mean, that's just my big thing. I just want that trio so bad. So like, not that like I'm praying on their downfall, but like if the Chicago Sky do have a bad season, I won't be mad.
No. Yeah, I put so it's funny. I kind of said the same thing. I said the Sparks and the Sky might not win a bunch of games. It'll probably be fun to watch. Like Cameron Brink had a solid little sequence there. I saw there where she had a nice little pass and she hit a 3. And the Sparks the Sparks, first off, they play in LA, so that's already a plus. But like I like their jerseys. They got Cameron Brink, and Jackson.
Yeah.
Just completely.
It's Rakia Jackson, right?
Rakia Jackson,
Okay.
yes. And then the Sky got Angel Reese and Camilla, who I don't know how much we're gonna see of her this season because she started off with an injury. But yeah, they're gonna be fun to watch. They might not win a lot of games, but they're gonna be fun to watch. And if we get the number 1 pick, hey, I mean,
we will be there no matter what.
I will be there no matter what. Boy, oh man.
So the future is there with those two teams. But Everton, any other takeaways before we get into some predictions?
One of my other takeaways was like a fake prediction, so I guess I'll just wait.
Okay, a fake prediction?
Like it's not like I then make a like the takeaway wasn't an actual prediction, but it's somewhat of a prediction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so it's pretty simple. We're gonna elaborate on more later, but we're gonna have MVP, Rookie of the Year, what we think the finals are gonna be, and any other thoughts we have along the way. Let's get I feel like the 2 awards are the most obvious.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you do something crazy for MVP or Rookie of the Year?
I don't, unless I'm tripping, I don't think so.
Because I'm not gonna. I want crazy chalk here, like literally like kids on the playground chalk. These predictions are so obvious.
Yeah. Okay.
How could Asia Wilson not be MVP?
That's who I put for my MVP too. Did you
She's
see
just a
that
she's a
first game
different
she
gravy.
had?
Yeah,
Dude,
30-15. Or is it 30?
come on,
No,
bro.
30-13-5.
Yeah, I mean, she's the best player in the league. I feel like we've known that for the past like 3 or 4 years, but
Uh-huh.
she's the best player in the league, bro. Like simple as that, bro.
She's the 6'4", 6'5" unit that can also
Yeah,
defend like as well. I'd be so surprised if the if this Las Vegas team does not continue to have a lot of success.
yeah. Low key, I won't say anything right now, but
Mm.
yeah, we both did the same MVP. Asia Wilson's the best player in the league. I guess a runner-up could be like a Breonna Stewart because she was
Yeah,
the reigning MVP, if I'm not mistaken.
she was.
And who else could get some love here? Those
There's
two are
an
so good, though. I ain't gonna lie.
there's another girl I really like that's on the same team as Brianna Stewart.
Oh, Sabrina. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I'm a
Sabrina,
Sabrina
Sabrina.
enjoyer.
Me too. Me
Well,
too. Yeah,
I'll talk more
Sabrina.
about her later.
Okay, okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, but,
Um,
so now we're gonna go to rookie of the year. I feel like are legally like required to go Caitlin Clark unless you want the FBI like showing up at your house with like guns pointing at you.
yeah, I also went Caitlin Clark. So my takeaway slash prediction was I think Caitlin Clark will have like a Wemby year. I know that's a really crazy thing to say. But
Hmm.
what I mean by that is like you're on a magnifying glass where everything you do, people are gonna overdo it. And you have
Hmm.
one bad game, they're gonna call you a bust. Because some people are like, oh yeah, see, it's reality. It's reality. I told y'all.
Yeah.
Dude, y'all did the same thing with Wemby when he had that
Mm.
first bad summer league game. And what did he do? Fucking
Put on a
Wemby.
show.
That's what he
Yeah.
did. Right? So I think with Caitlin Clark, it's gonna be an adjustment period, and that's fair because she's a rookie. And once she hits that stride, we're gonna start seeing some crazy things from her. Because she still had 20 points. It's not like she was
Yeah.
terrible. So if this is a 20-point game is a bad game, now I know efficiency wasn't there in 10 turnovers, so that's still a bad game. But
Mm.
if she can get some of those games out the way, when she hits that stride, hey man, it's gonna get
Yeah.
real. Hey, just that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. And we've seen how like rookie guards do in the NBA. It's not always the smoothest transition
No.
at all. So it's gonna take some time.
Mhm.
But Caitlin Clark's gonna have all the opportunities. Like no rookie's gonna have the ball in their hands more than Caitlin Clark is. So it's just very unlikely she won't be rookie of the year. I
No.
tried being well. I was like, oh, let's go Cameron Brink. I'm like, Joey, be serious. Let's wake up.
It's gonna be
It's not
Caitlin
gonna
Clark.
happen. It's going to be Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Probably like minus 1 million.
Yeah, look, because here's the thing. Even like if she and another player had the same amount of same exact stats, she's gonna get the edge because she's literally Caitlin Clark. Let's be honest.
It's just
So
aura. Like
it's aura. Like she's gonna get the edge regardless.
Mm.
So yeah.
So then we're gonna move on to finals prediction where I did go a little more bold.
Okay, let me hear you. You want me to get mine because mine's not bold.
Go ahead.
I think the Aces are gonna three-peat, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Who against though?
I had the same finals matchup, them against the
Okay.
Liberty, because I do think those are the two. That might be the two best teams in the league right now.
Yeah.
So I went Vegas is three-peating because look, they won without Candace Parker, so I'm not even really gonna bring up Candace Parker.
Mm.
But they have basically the same roster with Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum looks like she's on a heater.
Yeah.
Asia Wilson, who we both think is gonna be MVP.
Mhm.
Chelsea Gray, but I think also their draft was pretty solid. Deshae Fair, who was really good in college, they picked her up, and Kate Martin, who they call Money Martin.
Yeah.
I think those are really good picks to have. I think they drafted really well, and they still have a really good roster. I don't really see a reason why they can't win it again.
Yeah, it's just I legally can't go chalk. I had the same finals, but I had the Liberty getting it this time.
Okay,
I
that's
really
fair.
like Brianna and Sabrina. It's my favorite duo in the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina can let that thing fly. You get some floor spacing to make the Aces struggle a little bit. It's just
Mm-hmm.
these are the clear two best teams in the WNBA.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any outside of injuries. I'd be just like shocked if this wasn't the finals.
Yeah, I think like we both agree that this would probably be the finals again. We could both
Mm.
definitely agree on that. Obviously, we have two different predictions on them, but Las Vegas just doesn't look like they're any worse than they were last year. They
No,
almost look
they
better.
look a lot better. Well, not
So
a
it's
lot
like
because it's hard
it's
to
just
get
like
better.
hard to say they can't win it again. And I think, hey, three-peat. Would that be the first three-peat?
Probably. I'm not gonna
Probably.
quote myself on that. So sorry about some technical difficulties, but Everton, recap what you were finishing up.
I was really just saying if this is the first three-peat in like WNBA history, hey, claps to the Aces, bro. Because hey, like I said, I don't know off the top of my head if that's actually happened before, but hey, do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
Yeah, the WNBA is in for some exciting times, and we will be there no matter what because women's basketball is here. It's time to stop pretending like they're beneath us men. Like I'm 5'9" and can hoop. Like let's be serious, guys. But we have one last segment. Everton has been bringing this up for a couple weeks in a row now, so I know it's a topic he's going to be very passionate about. And we said we're done with the 80s. We're done with the 90s. We're done with the 2000s. But we're not done with the 2010s just yet. It's
Mhm.
2024, and we want to talk about who are the top 10 players of the 2010s.
Yeah. Before we start, can I say something?
Yeah, say something.
So the reason why I wanted to do this is because I know we've all been seeing this whole end of the era thing going on with all the stars we grew up watching. So I feel like it's this perfect time to really like look back and say, yeah, were these guys the best players during? Because we're just talking about specifically 2010 to 2019, right?
Correct.
All right, cool, 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 perfect.
So let's get straight into it. I'm gonna go 10 through 7 because I had struggle between 4 to 6. So I want to save that for their conversation.
Perfect. That's fine.
Yeah, so my 10, I had Kyrie Irving, the best second option of the 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
And then 9, I went Tim Duncan. He wasn't there the whole run, but his peak of the 2010s was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
At 8, I had CP3, just consistent success through all the
Yeah.
2010s.
Mm-hmm.
And then at my 7, I had D Wade.
Okay. So 10, I had Tim Duncan.
Mm,
Now, guys like Tim Duncan, Kobe, and Dirk were like, I was like, I couldn't even really rank them.
yeah.
Like, because they were just weren't like Dirk was around the longest, but like
Mm,
Kobe, literally after he won the chip in 2010, he was still good for a few years. Then it was just like, you
yeah.
know, so I ain't gonna lie, spoiler, he's not on my list.
Not
Maybe
on mine
that's
either.
bogus. Okay, he's not on
It's
yours
not.
either. All right, cool.
If it was a
Um,
2000s debate, this would be a lot
yeah,
different.
yeah, way different. He'd be like one or two.
Yeah.
But Tim Duncan did win a chip. He had some great years up until literally his final year.
Mm,
So I feel like he did enough to at least get himself on the list. You could
yeah.
argue low-key Paul George should be here. Um, I knew you weren't gonna have him, but um Paul George did do enough probably to be here, but he didn't win a chip. So I feel like maybe that's a little bit rockier. But
Mm,
yeah, Kyrie at 9, D Wade at 8, and no, switch that. I had CP3 at 7, but now I think about it, D Wade and CP3 got to switch.
yeah.
CP3 at 8, D Wade at 2. I mean at 7, because D Wade at least won 2 chips and was
Mm,
really good for most of the decade. CP3 was really good for most of the decade as well, but didn't really win anything. So
mm,
I got to move him down for that. I had to think about that at first, but
yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So my reasoning for having Duncan over Kyrie is just I tend to respect the being the number one option compared to being the number two option, which I had Kyrie a little bit lower, even though Kyrie had more longevity in the 2010s.
Mhm.
But then it kind of switched up just because D Wade's the best second player of all time. So I led over CP3. And plus, D Wade had more accomplishments than Chris Paul did.
Yeah. Okay, but wait, do you think Duncan was the number one option though?
Pretty close. I'm not saying Kawhi just yet.
Okay, okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
because even though like he made LeBron's life a living hell, I don't think we're worried as Kyrie is like, or not Kyrie, Kawhi is the number one scoring option.
I mean, he lead them in scoring that series? I don't remember. I think he did, but I
Mm,
don't remember. That was such a team-oriented team that
yeah,
I think the highest points
ridiculous.
per game was like 18.
Yeah.
So that was like a
Always
team.
CEO of the extra pass.
Literally the CEO of the extra pass. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, but so I like our list there, but I'm not gonna lie, 4 through 6, I struggled so hard to figure out what order I wanted. This was the
I
hardest part about making this list.
okay, so I do think that was a harder. Honestly, I struggled more with the later half. Like the 7 through 10 was a bit like 4 through
Mm.
6. I was kind of like, okay, I know who my 1 through 3 is. I think we'll both have the same 1 through 3.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I feel like I knew who my 4 was. It was really 5 and 6 where I was like, which one of these two dudes are better? But we'll go ahead.
Okay, because I went Westbrook, Harden, Kawhi.
Yeah, same. I literally had the exact
Wow,
same.
I really thought you were gonna go higher. 'Cause I know what Westbrook's
No,
your guy.
he is, but y'all, you know me. I'm not delusional. Like I'm not gonna just put, oh, Westbrook's 3,
Mm.
bro.
Dude, we have
He's
characters to
3.
build.
Like no, bro. I'm not. It's not like that for me. Like
Mm.
between Harden and Russ, it was really difficult because when you look at accolades, these dudes are damn near identical. Like one
Yeah.
MVP, historical level MVP at that.
Mm.
Really didn't get too far in the playoffs. They both been to the conference finals. Well, I think Harden's been there one more time more because with the Rockets.
Mm.
Um, both turnover machines.
Yeah.
Like literally their careers have been so similar that it's like you kind of just pick and choose. But I
Mm.
gave Harden the edge because of the scoring. Like we're talking about
Mm.
a dude who was averaging 36 points per game. I can't act like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So as much as I love Russ, and it's really hard for me not to put him above Harden, but I
Mm.
gotta be real here, bro. I'm
That's
taking
real.
Harden
I
over
respect that.
Russ.
I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
That would have been hard for me to do. I'm surprised I didn't put D Rose at 1.
People
But
might be mad that he's not on this list, but
I,
you can't be serious if D Rose is on the 2010s list, bro.
it's time to be real. And like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna I was debating having Kawhi a little lower just because like regular season don't always give, but just what he did with San Antonio, then just going to Toronto for 1 year, winning a chip. That's just something Harden and Westbrook would never been able to do.
No. And
But,
yeah.
so like I
And
gotta show my
like
respect for that.
Loki, considering this, I had to really like disregard everything after 2019 for all of these players.
Mm,
Because like when I thought of Kawhi, I'm like, Clippers Kawhi, you know? But
yeah.
like anything before Clippers is like Kawhi was really good. Like
Mm.
that Toronto run is amazing. You know, what he did with the
Ruined the whole
Spurs.
legacy of DeMar DeRozan. Mm.
Literally ruined it. Like, because it was always, oh, they're almost there, almost there. The second they
Mm.
trade this man, they win a chip. It's like, ooh, we really
That's
didn't
tough.
need
That's
this guy.
tough.
You know? But yeah, Kawhi at 4, I think it's a right thing to do. He won the I guess he only won 2, but DPOY was he in it 3 or 2 DPOYs?
I think it was 2.
2, made the All-Star team a few times, all NBA, all defensive, 2 chips, a lot of accolades.
Mm.
It's Kawhi, guys. He's
Yeah.
4. Simple as
And
that.
Finals MVP, something Harden and Westbrook never really got to sniff.
No. 2 at that. At
Yeah.
that, he had 2. So yeah, gotta give Kawhi his flowers.
So I'm with that as well. I was hoping for a little more debate. I'm not gonna lie. That was really the content part I was looking forward to.
Yeah, unfortunately, if
Where
I
was
really
your Westbrook agendas, Everton?
I
We need
couldn't
bias.
I know it's hard for me to be really biased towards things. 'Cause I'm always just like I want to be real because this is how I feel. But maybe I need to start being biased for the content.
That's real. So now, Everton, what's your final 3? I feel like maybe one of these could be flip flopped, but we'll see.
Could be. We all know who 1 is, but
Yeah.
I had KD at 3, Steph at 2, and LeBron at 1.
Yeah, so me and Everton almost had virtually identical lists. I think we had Duncan and Kyrie flipped.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
LeBron's a clear GOAT. You can't
Yeah.
debate that at all.
Mm-hmm.
He ran the 2010s. Those Miami runs were special. And then he went to Cleveland and just did it again.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen Curry changed the way we view basketball. So that's really the one thing. Like I know KD got his chips, but like Curry changed the game, and that's something that you can't really make that an accolade, but that's something you just will always have to respect.
Yeah. I think the thing that did it for me for Steph over KD, because that might be the more talking point, because LeBron's a clear 1. I don't think anybody's arguing that. If you're arguing that, you probably just hate LeBron. Let's be honest.
Yeah, dude. I see now he's ruined Foursquare for the kids, bro.
No, low key.
Yeah.
I've seen people say this is LeBron's era, but these guys won all these chips. Shut up, dude. Let's
be serious.
But with Steph over KD, right? If you want to bring up rings, Steph technically has more rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 rings they have together, if you're gonna do the whole fake ring thing, then Steph just has 1 ring, right? And then the 2 MVPs. Simple math. KD only has 1 MVP to Curry's. Not only had a first MVP that was great, but unanimous MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back, 2016 Steph was different, bro. Like I remember watching that year, just sitting there like, is this dude even real? Like, obviously we know about the OKC game winner. That one was, as an OKC fan, that hurt, but that was a hell of a shot. Like him and Dame, both of those shots, dude, nothing I can say. But yeah, I think just what Steph did for the game and all those things, it trumps what KD did. No hate to KD, but it's just better than KD. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just when it comes to animals, I'm always taking a goat over a snake any day of the week.
I like that.
That's gotta be remembered in the longevity debates.
I like that. Yeah, that's facts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a pretty similar list, but that's not how the 5 Out podcast ends.
No.
We know how this works. We're 18 episodes in. We end on something silly.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of me quizzing Everton. For the first time, me and Everton are going 1-on-1. We each have 3 players, and we got to try and guess the other players first. We're playing Guess Who, yes or no questions. You don't get to ask specifics. Don't be a tryhard. Everton, do you want to guess first, or do you want me to guess first?
You know what? Since I'm always the one getting quizzed, you guess first.
All right. Is your player Kentavious Caldwell-Pope?
No.
All right. Damn it.
No.
Okay. Now it's your turn. We go back and forth.
Oh, we're going back and forth. Okay.
Yeah.
Is your player Kobe White?
It is not Kobe White. Okay.
So are we guessing the first player, or are we just guessing one of the players
just the first player?
Just the first player.
We're going to do a best out of 3. I should have made that clear.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. Okay, now let me get the trolling out of the way. Is your player a guard?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Is it me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Is your player in the East?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Is your player still in the playoffs?
No.
Like, great. Okay.
Uh, did your player make the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Hunt. So this doesn't count as my question, but did I say still in the playoffs or did they make the playoffs? What did I say?
You said still in the playoffs.
Okay, did they make the playoffs?
No.
Okay, okay. Shit, a terrible question.
You said they made the playoffs. Okay. Has you said he's not in the East, right?
Correct.
Ooh. Is this player a guard?
No.
Okay.
I was your was your player on a team that was top 8 in the lottery?
Yes.
Okay, okay. We're getting somewhere.
Um, Has your player made an all-star team?
No.
Okay.
Is your player above the age of 26?
No.
Okay, okay.
Uh, did your player's team have home court advantage?
No.
No. Okay.
Okay. So younger than the let me do some stuff. So we got east, east, west, west, east, east, west. Okay, even split. God damn it. Did your does your player play in the east?
No.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
Okay, okay. So
West
not
guard younger than 26.
so didn't have home court advantage and hasn't made an all-star team. Damn, damn, damn. Okay, weird shout. Is your player Grayson Allen?
It's not Grayson Allen.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a guard. Is it a point guard?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with a question mark. So it's
Um,
interchangeable. That's interesting.
yeah, a little interesting there. So
Younger than
did
20.
not have home court advantage in the West. Did your player win an award this year?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is
Damn.
your player on the Rockets?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Oh, damn it.
We're getting somewhere.
Okay. Is your player?
You should take a guess.
I should probably take a guess. Yeah. Fuck. Has never made an all-star team. Damn.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
There's still respect in the sport. We're not our rivalry still has friendship here.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Damn. Did not have home court advantage. How much I throw some at the wall? Is your player Derrick Jones Jr.?
No. Is your player Amen Thompson?
Yes.
My player was Derek Lively. I fucking
Oh.
shit. I shit myself. I shit myself. Let's
Oh.
go.
Oh.
Whew. I was about to be so pissed. I was like, I'm so much closer than you are. I swear to God.
Oh my gosh. You know what's funny? I was sitting there like, Derek Lively? Nah, I was like, nah, it's too easy. Derrick Jones Jr. Gotta be some abstract.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Okay.
only reason I guessed it was Amen is because when I say he's a point guard, you went, yeah.
Yeah, because is he a point guard?
He's supposed to be. So that's 1-0, Joey. Can I make it a
Mhm.
2-0 sweep? Let's find out.
Okay.
I think since I won, I get to guess first. I think rules are
Yeah,
rules.
yeah. You definitely do.
Okay. Let's see. Is your player in the West?
No.
Okay.
Shoot, I'm gonna do the same thing. Is your player in the East?
No.
Okay. West again.
Is your player under the age of 26? Or is he 26 or younger? Let me phrase that better.
Okay. I'm gonna be completely honest. I honestly don't know.
We can do a quick Google check.
Okay. I'll do that.
That's
You
real
said
interesting.
under?
26 or under.
Okay.
So if he's exactly 26, you can just say yes.
Yes, he's exactly 26.
Cute. Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Exactly 26. That makes my life easier. Exactly 26 in the East.
You said he is in the West? Yeah. Okay.
I did.
Did his team make the playoffs?
No.
Okay, non-playoff team. Okay.
Exactly 26th in the East. Is your player a top 5? Was he a top 5 team in the East?
No.
Okay.
Um. Ooh. Okay, so didn't make the playoffs. All right. Did your player? Mm, has your player? Hold on. Is your player a guard?
My player is not a guard.
Not a guard. Okay.
Was my player or was your player a bottom 5 team in the East?
Uh. No.
Okay. No. Okay.
So you
So,
said he's not a guard. Okay.
we have
Oh, is your player's team in the top 5 of the lottery?
no.
Okay.
I gotta do some things. So we got Pacers, 76ers. Then we got, why am I blanking? The Heat, Bulls, Hawks. Those should be the 5 teams. If not, I just shot myself in the foot. So you get, so there's 12 teams each side. So you got, those should be the 5 teams. If not, I'm dumb. If not, this is where I sold myself, which it happens. Okay. Was your player an all-star?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Um, did your player play for the Blazers?
No. Exactly 26. Is your player a guard?
Yeah.
26-year-old. Okay, okay.
Um, okay, wait, no. Does your player play for Memphis?
No.
It's not Memphis either. It's gotta be Utah. Okay. Or Sacramento. I don't know. We'll see.
Did your team play in the play-in?
Yeah.
Okay. That gets rid of. God damn, it's an awful question.
Um, did your player play for Utah?
He does.
Okay, 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 okay. It's not a guard, plays for Utah. Okay.
Is your player white?
No.
Fuck.
Okay, plays for Utah, not a guard. Mm. Okay, wait. Has your player made an all-star team?
He has.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay, okay.
let's think. It's not Trey. I have to guess here. It's one of these two guys. Does Everton have the balls to pick somebody on my team? Is it DeJounte Murray?
No.
Fuck.
Is your player Laurie Markkinen?
It is Lauri Markkinen. Was the player Zach LaVine?
No.
Who was it?
Lonzo Ball.
He doesn't even play. That's bullshit.
I'm
No,
my
no,
fault.
I'm kidding. That's just me raging. You
Oh,
you,
okay.
pick,
I'm
you
about to
picked a
say.
loud player.
Okay. Honestly, when you said, does he have the balls to play for my team? I was trying not to
Mm.
laugh because you said ball and then your team. So I was like, oh, fuck. I was trying not to laugh, but okay,
Fuck.
1-1.
Well,
Yes.
just so everybody
Yes.
knows, Everton picked a player that has not played this season. Just so like put an asterisk next to this one.
Bro just said I had a Mickey Mouse win.
Yeah,
Mickey!
that's a
Mickey!
that's a bubble win right there. Like, all right, cool. So
Nah,
we're
bro,
tied
that's
one
funny.
apiece. The championship's on the line here. This
All
is gonna
right.
decide who is actually the CEO of the 5 Out podcast.
Woo. Oh, a lot to lose. Okay, okay.
But Everton does get to go first.
All right. The easy question out the way. Does your player play in the West?
No.
No. Okay, so the Eastern Conference player. Cool.
Is your player 27 or older?
I'm pretty sure he's not, but let's just make sure. Pretty sure
Okay.
he's not, though. No.
Okay, so it's 26 or younger. Cool.
So he plays in the East. Okay.
Yeah.
Is your player a guard?
Yes.
Okay, he's a guard in the East. All right.
Is your player in the East?
No.
Okay. Cool.
Did your player make the playoffs?
Yes.
Yes. Playoff team in the East. That's a guard.
Was your player in the lottery?
Yes.
All right, so we got some loser.
Some loser. Is your player a starter on his team?
No.
No. So a playoff team with a non-starter. East guard. Okay.
Does the player your team plays on, do they have multiple picks in the lottery?
Yeah.
That's fucking huge.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
That cuts it down to 2 teams.
Okay, wait. Is your player Miles McBride?
It is not Miles McBride. Yeah, I wasn't that confident.
Okay. You weren't, but I was like, I don't know. It just made sense to me for a second.
So it's a Spurs or Trailblazer. That's 20. Is it a guard?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple. There's a couple shouts here.
There is a couple. I might be able to play around here. So he doesn't start for a playoff team in the East as a guard. Okay. Did his team get eliminated?
No.
So it's still in the playoffs. Okay. Okay.
Does your player play for the Trailblazers?
No.
Okay.
So his team is still in the playoffs. He doesn't.
Whose random ass player did you pick?
Okay.
It's a Spurs guard.
Did your is your player white?
My player is white.
Oh, let's go. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. So you had to check. Is your player Trey Jones?
No.
Fuck.
Is your player Peyton Pritchard?
No.
It's not? Oh, I know who it is. Oh, no.
Oh my God, Spurs guard. Dude, who else was running the guard that wasn't Trey Jones? Because Jeremy Sohan went back to forward. So he's on the border of being 27. It's not Vassell, he's a forward. If you chose Malachi Branham, you can go fuck yourself. That's such a bogus ass pick if you did that. Man. I'm blanking on these guards. It can't be Sissoko. Can't be Keldon Johnson. That's a forward. I said guard, right? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking. Dude, who are these random ass guards? I really thought it was Trey Jones. Is it Malachi Branham?
No.
I would say that. I'm blanking on the name. It's gonna really piss me off because I should have it.
Is it TJ McConnell?
It is TJ McConnell.
Okay. So I'll take the W, but low key, I think Devin Vassell was my player.
Oh my God,
hold on.
asterisks, riots in the streets.
Here's the thing. It says he's a shooting guard.
This is the NBA's fault for making the shooting guard small forward thing confusing.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why when you said Devin Vassell's name, I was like, okay, wait. Because you said no, he's a forward. So I'm like, oh, I can't take this as a W, really.
Get the asterisks out, guys. First Lonzo Ball, and then he's spreading misinformation.
It's not my fault. NBA and
that's
ESPN
what they always say.
They're saying two different things. It told me he was a shooting guard.
Yeah, let's just say Everton's got a Mickey Mouse banner that's gonna be hanging up behind him in the next podcast.
God. Bro just said I won the in-season tournament. That's crazy.
Well, you know what? Screw this. We're gonna do the same thing next week just because I want my revenge. I'm pissed. Okay,
that's fine. That's fine.
We'll be back. But thank you guys for tuning in. We have fun. We just talk some shit here. We like to have our fun. But as always, you subscribe, do whatever you want. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. I'm Joey LeMaster, joined by Everton Levy, and make sure you stay smooth. Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of the 5 Out Podcast. I am Joey LeMaster, and me and Everton are so thankful for your guys' support. If you want to keep supporting us, please check out the full podcast on Spotify and follow our TikTok account. Both of those will be in the bio, and make sure to leave a like and stay smooth.